Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. It is us, Dragon's Greed Gaming. You are joining us as we continue our Frontier War campaign for Alien, the role-playing game. This is Episode 4, Operation Deep Shaft, Part 3. Hopefully the final part, if our players can get their shit together tonight. But we'll see. We'll see. Don't give me that look, Sean. You know it was coming at some point. So,
I'm going to ask everybody about their backstory, origin story. It's going to be a 2-hour-long conversation.
About their deep shafts, yep. So, anyway, thanks for joining us, folks. As always, stop by the Facebook where we put all the news about the show. Check us out over on Spreaker where we host the podcast. Check us out on iTunes and Apple Podcasts. Leave us those reviews. Help us continue to grow the channel. And follow us and subscribe over on YouTube if you haven't already. And if you're a super fan, which you should be at this point, check us out over on our Patreon, where we've got 3 different tiers of rewards you can support us at with cash money dollars. So if you got a few extra coins you want to toss in the Dragon's Hoard, we appreciate it. And to all of our current patrons out there, thank you all so much. It's a big deal. It's a big help. We're planning great things in the future. So, other than that, I think we're ready to dive back in. As you can see, we've got a full house tonight. As promised, Matt has graciously graced us with his presence for 2 weeks in a row, and he's going to continue. And Eric is back from whatever the fuck he was doing last week that I don't remember he told us about. So everybody's here, and we're going to see what happens. So we'll do our usual round the table. Tell us who you are, who you're playing. If you don't have an agenda already figured out, you need to have one figured out. So, Scaarr, we'll get to you last. I see you reacting in the camera there. You've had a week. Really, you've had 2 weeks to figure it out. So.
I've been sick, okay? All right?
Yeah. You don't need to be healthy to think.
Well,
right? Jot down a few sentences.
Sometimes the fever does give you the brain rot.
Look, if you got enough energy to set bouncing Betty booby traps on your door so no one disturbs you during the recording, you got time to write out a 3-sentence agenda, okay? So,
3 sentences? Oh.
Yeah, it's a paragraph.
Well, let's just make it a full paragraph, yeah.
I'll write an essay about what my agenda is.
All right. Maybe not in this game because character death is so high. You know, in D&D you can get away with that shit. So,
yeah.
Anyway, we'll start it off with Matt, our returning guest here. He does not have a webcam. If you weren't here last time, it's on his laptop. So we've just got his character art hanging out here instead. But Matt, who are you?
I'm Matt. I am returning with Corporal Kyle Ogata, the corpseman, hospital corpseman. I'm here to try to keep everyone healthy, alive, and get out with as many of us as I possibly can. You know, might be mangled, might be maimed, might be mutated, but you know, as long as we get out, that's what matters, right?
It's pronounced corpsman, not corpseman. That's
I
little triggering for a medic to be called a corpseman. That's okay. That's okay. We all make that mistake. Well, we're glad to have you back, and I'm really looking forward to see what kind of shenanigans Mr. Ogata gets into tonight. So, good shit. Good shit. Moving along, we'll continue on the bottom row here. We've got Adam, all the way from the West Coast, Mr. Bunnilla himself. Welcome back.
What's going on? I'll be playing our sergeant of the group, Sergeant Schmidt. Definitely hoping to not fall down ropes this time around and risk other, friendlies' lives to save me.
Yeah, Eric, we almost had our first legitimate death, and it wasn't from a horrible monster. It was from a 100-meter fall.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So, luckily, and the best part is we determined that because you guys are on a low-gravity moon, the falling damage is halved. But it doesn't matter when you fall 100 meters. So, Sean was quite heroic last week and saved the life of his rival PC, the Sergeant, by jumping off the cliff after him and catching him before he hit the bottom. So, it's pretty
so
pretty
close.
epic. Yeah, almost. Cool. Well, we're happy to have you, Bunnilla. We'll see if your ability to command the group can get a little bit better here. But I'm not holding my breath at this point. So
No, don't.
and what is your personal agenda again? Can you remind me?
It's, I believe I'm going to keep it the same. It's in search of artifacts to study and learn about more of their history.
That's right. Yes. Yeah, you guys kind of did that at the very end last week, but you haven't had a really chance to study it. So excellent. And Matt, if I recall, Ogata's was to keep everybody alive.
Yep, keep people alive and get people out, and help those who are injured.
Help those miners. All right, cool. Sean, tell us about Private Cruz.
Yeah, I'm Sean, and I'm going to be playing Private Alexander Cruz, who is now, I guess, fully trained in low-G rappelling.
Or cliff diving, one of the two.
Base jumping, whichever one applied.
There definitely wasn't any rappelling going on last session.
Yeah. Try as we might. So, so he had previously had the agenda of, prove himself to the commanding officer, his rival.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we're just going to keep that.
Yeah, I think what you said is you're gonna, if I recall, listening to the recording when I was editing, you said you're gonna keep it to see how he kind of treats you now after you risked your life for him. So
right,
that seems fair. It seems fitting. Awesome.
Let's go from there. Yeah.
Cool. Eric, welcome back. We're glad to have you. How are you?
Good. Been busy, but pretty busy day running around, but glad to be playing again this week.
Yeah, we're happy to have you. What's going on? Tell us about Lance Corporal Tagar.
Yeah, so I'm playing Lance Corporal Tagar, the Assault Marine Breacher. I think what I'm going to set as my personal agenda is I am looking to finally get that promotion to Corporal.
Okay.
And live long enough to EAS and go back to civilian life.
All right, cool. So mechanically speaking, since you weren't here last week, unlike in cinematics where doing your agenda gets you a story point, in this, doing your agenda gets you point of experience every session. So it can change over time. It doesn't have to be as long-term as some of the stuff like in the Warhammer game with ambitions.
Okay.
But so it could be something a little bit more short term, and you could do it multiple times if it's something that's going to be ongoing for your character. So
okay,
it's one of the things that you can get an experience point for at the end of each session. So cool.
Okay, I'll work on that a little bit.
All right. Yep. Just fill it in on your character sheet, and then we'll see if you get it at the end of the night. So good stuff there. And last but not least, all the way from the Neon Swamp in Texas, Scaarr has returned.
Hey, I'm playing Private First Class O'Connell. Sorry, I'm a little slow tonight from being a little sick, but I am the Rifleman of the group, the Master of None, Jack of all trades, kind of, I guess. My agenda that I just came up with was to find out more of Wayyu's involvement in the operation and to make my family proud.
Oh, okay, cool. And if I recall, you said you have a wife and a kid?
Yeah.
Okay. Do they have names?
Kids. I might have said kid, but... Marjorie. And,
back on the farm?
Taylor...
Eustace?
Taylor and Compton.
Compton? Oh my god. So you get a letter from your wife. Compton's dead. He had a stupid name.
He died of the Black Plague on the Oregon Trail.
Speaking of Oregon Trail...
Can you tell I play a Western game every week?
I can. Yeah. So I'm the Great Unclean One. I am your host and game mother, as most of the time, usual. I actually finished watching that Western show 1883, which is the prequel to the Yellowstone series, which I've never seen before. But I got 6 months free at Paramount Plus through Mint Mobile, believe it or not.
Nice.
So I was like, yeah, I'll try it. Why not? And it was fucking awesome. So
Sponsor us.
Yeah, if you haven't seen the show, go check out 1883 because it was awesome. It was really good.
Love Sam Elliott, dude.
I'm not a big fan of westerns, but this was just great. There was a little too much narration from the daughter character, but they made her interesting by the end of it. So, but overall, very, very good. Very, very good. So, other than that, I've been playing a shit ton of DBD still, and we started painting, getting our models ready for Gen Con. We've got some of our Colonial Marines for another day in the Corps. Hard to see, but that's Sergeant Apon from Aliens. So, getting a few guys ready for our players, because we're going to have an awesome, awesome event, so that'll be cool. And then I just fucked up the stuff on my camera. Well, anywho,
Technology does not like you, Chris.
no, it doesn't. It's okay. It's okay. You know, I'm still kind of new to all this stuff, but I did want to actually give a shout out to a listener of ours who left us a nice Facebook message on, I think it was the Alien RPG group where I post our episodes every week. Adam Parker. He said, listening to it now. I said, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Hope you enjoy it. And he responded with, quote, probably my favorite actual play podcast. So
Nice.
thank you, Adam. That is very nice of you and very generous. It means a lot to us. That's all we really strive to do here is give you guys something fun and cool to listen to. And if I can be half as good as some of my big fans out there that I have, then I think we're doing it. We're making it happen. So, and what the fuck? Oh, there we go. Sorry, everything's collapsing around me despite having 3 monitors. So, anyway, Adam, thank you so much. Appreciate the kind words, and keep listening, man. I hope you're enjoying it, and I hope everything's cool. So, and what the fuck? Did this get fucked up again? Hold on, guys. I'm having all sorts of issues. Too many buttons to press. Discord froze again. Or not Discord. OBS froze again. What the fuck? Why is it doing this to us?
You got something running in the background, eating up a lot of...
No, it's because I closed a window and then it's all your cameras are frozen. Alright, let me try one thing here before we stop the recording and restart it. Let me see if this works. We'll do the old Scaarr toggle method. Discord. Oh, it works!
There we go, baby.
There we go.
They breathe. Okay, listeners, give me just a second here to fix my mistakes.
We're just gonna edit this out and post anyway.
You know, it depends. If it's like only like a minute long, I usually don't bother because ain't nobody got time for that. And if we can keep interesting conversation going on while it's happening.
Yeah. Well, you know, today I did watch the Aliens movie. It was recently added to Hulu, so I was like, oh, great. I wanted to watch that previously, but they didn't have it on there.
Do you know if it was the newly released 4K version?
Oh, I have no idea. Didn't say anything about that.
Okay. Because I don't. If you haven't heard, they released a 4K version, like a remastered, which the James Cameron did with 3 of his movies. We did it with Aliens, Titanic, and I believe The Abyss. And a lot of people love it because it's so sharp and clear, but a lot of people hate it because it doesn't have the film grain, which is like a big part of Alien and the look of Alien. But
Right.
you know, why not have both, folks? It's like when we were talking about Silent Hill, right? If the remake sucks, we still have the old games, and
Right.
if the remake is even slightly good, then we can play it on modern day consoles, and you don't have to fucking get an emulator or fucking buy a PS2. So
Right. Which is
You know,
impossible
I never
now.
understood that.
yeah,
If you're
So-
a fan of Aliens, you're gonna like. Who gives a shit? I know for a fact I have probably 5 iterations of Alien and Aliens like floating around digitally and physically. Like,
exactly.
shut up,
And
just
if,
enjoy it.
If you don't like it, then you've got other ones to watch, and like
You literally don't have to pay or see it. You know, it's
It-
like, oh, it doesn't have the film grain. Then don't look.
And it also
loved
it wasn't like a cash grab because this is what James Cameron wanted to do with his films. So
Right.
like if that was his vision from the start, and the technology necessarily couldn't do that back then well, it's his fucking movie. He can do what he wants with it. So
Right,
you know, nobody took it away.
I think
so.
it's I think it's easier, for me at least, watching the new versions. I can really appreciate the set, and I can see nuances and details that I really couldn't. I never noticed before.
Yeah. I noticed the same thing when I watched the Blu-ray version of Aliens. So like I can always go back and fucking watch like a VHS if I really wanted to, but sometimes that's not what we need. So
right, I'll pull out the old camcorder that one of my uncles recorded the actual Aliens movie on in the theater, trying to, what I pirated back in the 70s or 80s when that movie came out.
Something like that. So, sorry, folks. The cameras, I just messed them up again, unfortunately.
I was trying to, give you good fucking conversation, talk about the series. Like, it's fucking unbelievable here. You need to start paying me overtime for this, actually.
You might want to restart your PC.
No, it's because I keep trying to move a window that I have over here, and then that glitches out, and then I get another window, and I'm kind of butterfingers on this too. There's a lot to keep track of. So, oh my god. Anyway. So, so that's good. Good video. Watch it. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm always looking forward to seeing more and new iterations of Alien and Aliens and all that good shit. So, yeah, hopefully we'll get a chance to see that. So, anyway, I think we're good to go here now, folks. So, before I destroy anything again, here we go. All right, so recap from last session. We started out with so we had a few little minor retcons, Eric, because I had misread some of the text during the prologue. So your entire section, all of first section is here with you. So Sergeant Szymborski, along with basically all your backup PCs and like one or two other NPCs. Your entire section, your 10-man section, was sent by Lieutenant Casados to help deal with the emergency here at the mine. Until the Tambatam returns, the medical frigate, the Gila that's in orbit, is going to act as your base of operations. So after dropping you guys off in the APC, the rest of the section went back with the dropship up to the Gila. Sergeant Szymborski is using that as basically his command area, and then the dropship and the other NPCs are acting as basically security as you guys are doing evacuations to get back up to the medical frigate. Also, there were not 3 dropships at the landing pad. There were only 2, the 2 medical dropships. The third one that I mentioned, the black unmarked special ops one, that was my mistake. There are 3 ships, but it's the ship in orbit, and then there's the 2 dropships from that ship. So there are 3 dropships. There's your guys' dropship that your pilot is flying, and then there's the 2 medical ones, and all of them are starting to ferry people up to the medical frigate in space, which it's the same type of ship that you guys came in on, the Tambatam, except it's a medical one, so it's been stripped of a lot of its weapons to make room for more medical gear.
Dumb life-saving stuff instead of life-ending stuff.
Med bays and...
Also, we determined that your ship is fast as fuck. It has an FTL rating of 2, which means it only takes 2 days to travel a full parsec on the map. So, you guys were like basically in cryo for less than a day before you were taken out and sent on this mission. So, learning had occurred. But anyway, as far as the recap, so Sergeant Szymborski and the rest of the section were assisting the 2 medical dropships, bringing the injured up to the Gila in orbit. The sergeant sent our newest character, Corporal Kyle Ogata, a corpsman, to join your squad because obviously you're going to need medical assistance in the mine. Tagar, you were then told to join up with the rest of the section and act as security at the landing pad. So you've been there helping make sure the crowd stays, organized. there's about 100 to 200 people waiting at the roadway that you guys saw that leads away from the mine to the actual colony. But the colony is about 35 kilometers away, so it's a long drive. But that's where most of the people are staying, and then they're letting them come in groups to the landing pad. So because you're big, more intimidating guy, and you're not a medical expert, they had you and Kyle swap spaces, basically. At this point, once Ogata joined the group, all of you, along with Mr. Ishigara and his team of 6 medtechs, made your way down into the mine to begin rescue operations. It was here that you found 2 diatoy tractors that were overturned. Well, not overturned, but they were crashed. You can see here on the map. They were crashed, and we had a brief discussion about space fire. Because so this is the other retcon, Eric. The moon you're on is airless. So you guys have to have your suits on unless you are inside the facility that's up on the surface. There is no air, there's no atmosphere, there's no oxygen. When you get to sublevels 4, 5, and 6, there's a little bit of atmosphere down there. Sublevel 4 has very thin air. You can be without a helmet and without a breathing apparatus, but it's like being up at the top of a mountain. It's very thin air. Sublevels 5 and 6, you have normal oxygen, so most of the miners, when they're down there, they keep their suits on. It's a pain in the ass to take them on and off, but they'll take their helmets off because they don't need it. They have a very cheaply made ventilation system. Basically, you know those big rubber strips that hang like at a warehouse? That's what they have covering the entrances to the mine. But because it's so big, they can move in and out, and it doesn't release like all the atmosphere at once. And they needed it because when they're moving people all the time, they couldn't wait for an airlock, which takes a long time to decompress. And also, airlocks are super expensive, and as we all know, nothing is ever done with money in the alien universe when it comes to the working class. So there was the scenario explains that the tractors are on fire, but they're on an area that has no atmosphere. So after everyone pointed out that loophole, that plot hole to me, which I did not write, we said that they were not on fire. But you found these 2 tractors. They were crashed. It appeared there had been some sort of cave-in, perhaps. And you guys found a few miners that were trapped in there. You got them out. One of them looked horrible with these disgusting like black veins and black eyes, and when you Ogata brought him into the APC while the rest of the group was helping other miners get out of another one of the tractors, and they basically mutated in front of your eyes with these dark black veins, black soulless eyes, and then the 2 of them started to like expand and basically just exploded, sending black goo and spores everywhere. The third one, in the APC, luckily, well, I shouldn't say luckily, but Ogata tried to handcuff him to a chair, and when the thing mutated, it just ripped the handcuff apart and started attacking. And you guys basically did a firing squad into the APC and aced this thing before it could attack anybody. But the APC was coated in this black blood and goo and all sorts of nasty shit. Is this point you guys decided, I think we're going to keep our suits on, even if we get to the lower levels of the mine. And you cleared some of the wreckage. You made way for your APC. You went past levels 2 and 3. And when you got to level 3, you guys discovered that there was a collapse in the actual mine. The turns that go down to the lower levels, you couldn't even see how far down they were. And so it was at this point that Ishigara scouted down first, so he has 0G training, and he made it down to the next level. And then Sergeant Schmidt decided to go next and had a brush with death as he almost fell to his doom. Luckily, Cruz, the hero that he is, dove off the edge of the cliff, strapped in with one of the rappelling cables, and caught the sergeant before he splatted at the bottom of however far down the shaft goes. The two of you then made your way down to sublevel 4 with Ishigara, and the rest of the squad and the medtechs decided to go back up and around and use the elevator. The three of you continued to explore sublevel 4. You encountered another infected miner who, after you shot him once or twice, also expanded and exploded, covering the tunnel with goo and black blood. You didn't go down any further to check. At least I don't think you did. I don't recall.
I peeked over, but I think you said it was collapsed.
Okay, you did. Okay, so you can see that, yeah, it's collapsed down to the next floor, at least. So it looks like floors 4 and 5, the turns there are collapsed. And at this point, Ogata and O'Connell, after talking some shit about the sergeant, noticed that one of the medtechs was missing. And the other 5 medtechs were like, where the fuck did he go? So you, at that point, you had told Gibson, the android, we need to stop the evacuation because we think there's some sort of contaminant down here and we might be sending infected people up to the ship. So he sent that message up to the ship. The evacuation has been halted. You brought the one miner you've rescued so far, and you basically set up an area in the old supply warehouse next to the command center up on the surface. You basically turned that into a quarantine zone, and you've been telling them to keep a lookout for anybody displaying these symptoms. You then made your way into the minehead elevator, the cage, rode your way down to sublevel 4 to regroup with the others. You could see their lights at the very far end of the tunnel, and as you guys were making your way through, Ogata crushed his observation test with, I think, like 4 or 5 successes, and he spotted someone out of the corner of his eye that was clearly hiding, and you discovered the general manager of the mine, Mystery, who appeared to be hiding, and when you guys questioned her, she was a little vague and more than a little bit rude, claiming she did not need your guys' help here. And Ogata, as you guys all regrouped, then demanded to know what she was hiding. And it was at this point that you were able to see, tucked behind like a crate of supplies, trying to use her body to block what you guys could and could not see, was a metallic-looking urn that looks a little something like this. About 1.5 feet tall, give or take. It is smooth. It's not anywhere as beat up as this image. It looks almost flawless. And you can see there is a line where clearly the lid probably comes off. You haven't had a chance to inspect it closely. It's still sitting on the floor, like it's kind of behind her. But you guys started discussing this, confronting her, and it was very clear she didn't want you guys here, and it's very clear that she doesn't really give a fuck what's happening. I don't recall if she told you guys anything else. If I'm missing anything else, let me know. But that is, that's what's happening. So, unless anyone has any questions, I think we can start it up there, and we'll start the scene back down in the mine.
I do have a quick question.
Yes.
As the standing military of this universe, what are we used to fighting? Just other humans?
Yes, but there's also, you've encountered alien life before, but never the xenomorph.
Okay.
Humanity has encountered alien critters on various planets.
Okay.
There's even some that have been domesticized to used, like on farming communities and stuff. So the concept of alien life forms is not unheard of, but the xenomorph and the engineers and all that shit is unknown.
Okay.
At least to you guys.
Okay. And I'm topside right now?
Yeah, you're topside. You are on the landing pad. The two other medical drop ships, they stayed up on the ship. They've already brought one group of people, which you've told the ship up in orbit, hey, if you see anybody with black veins or black eyes or they look sick, quarantine them immediately. But your dropship has come back down and is basically chilling down here to kind of keep security, because they've got a couple guards on the medical frigate up there. So
Okay.
yeah, so you're down here with the other NPCs. You're probably in the dropship or outside the dropship on the landing pad, kind of watching what's going on. And there's a few others with you as well. But yeah, so you're back down here. Also, I have to share again the best artwork ever. This is what Mr. Ishigara's hover tread is based off of, Eric. The old Kenner toy.
Nice.
Gets better every time.
And you guys finally got to use it last week, too, to bring that injured guy upstairs. So, good times. So,
There's so many guns on it.
that's where we will begin. Down in the mine. Actually, here, we'll start down in the mine. So, what do you guys do? You've had this discussion. You've got the med techs down here with you as well. I believe you brought them down, right?
Yes.
Okay.
We were in the middle of questioning the manager, weren't we?
I
Yeah.
believe so.
And while this is going on,
Well,
Eric, if you would please give me an observation test, please.
Okay. Just pull it up.
Didn't we leave it at...
You have a +3 bonus on this.
Oh. Okay.
Didn't we leave it at Ogata pointing out the urn?
I think so. And I think
One.
he pointed it out and was asking about it.
Okay. All right, we'll get to that in a second, Eric.
Okay.
I'll say to her, like, so, what is this object that you got tucked away back here? It seems unnatural. Explain yourself.
Oh, that's right, because we left off with
I
the
remember.
reveal that it was an urn.
The last thing I did was raise my gun at her. All right.
Yeah. It's all coming back. She kind of stumbles over her words a bit. She looks a little nervous, but obviously there's really no way to hide it at this point now that everybody starts to see it. And she says, she kind of looks at you guys for a moment. She says, it's something the company asked me to get my hands on.
Step away from it.
She looks a little shocked at that, and she actually doesn't move.
I pull my bolt back on my pulse rifle, cock it back.
Give me a manipulation test. This is going to be opposed.
I'm really good at that.
Hey, one's good.
She looks a little nervous, but perhaps she's had guns pointed at her before. You're not sure. She puts her hands up. She goes, "Soldier, we know that you're not going to shoot me in cold blood, an unarmed manager of the mine. Lower your weapon."
You're right, not without orders, Sarge.
I lift my gun and point it at her. He's like, yep, you got it. What they don't know down here, don't hurt them. You could be a monster for all I care.
She says, "Keep in mind you've been in comms with my android the entire time, and he won't help you with any cover-up you think that the UA is going to try here, so... if you want to risk court-martialing and worse, go ahead, pull the trigger."
I don't think a cover-up's even gonna be needed. All I see are some people that are fucking exploding, and you trying to hide that fucking urn that apparently the company's very interested in.
Seems
Yes,
like you're
and I
cares
work
more
for the-
about that
I
than
work
your
f-
own people.
And I work for the company, and I'm following orders just like you are.
So your first order of business is to save this urn, opposed to your people that are trapped.
That's what I have the android for, and that's what you're here for, if I don't recall you telling me not 5 minutes ago.
I think we should arrest Dodge.
Coffer.
Yeah, I was gonna say, fortunately, your cooperation isn't part of our mission. And as I say that, I'll take out my last pair of handcuffs and I'll go behind her.
Matt, I was just going to ask, how many do you have left? Because you've been, like, going through them
my
like
last
candy.
one.
3 total.
Yep.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, you still got one left?
Hopefully she doesn't have super strength.
No, she doesn't. I mean, she can't really resist. You know, there's like 9 people down here, so you know, she puts up a bit of a fight and, you know, tries like the, you know, she's very much pulling a Karen right now. But yeah, you guys cuff her, no problem.
I'm gonna kneel down near the urn and take a look at the markings on it.
Yeah, so now that you get a closer look, you can see it does have those markings on it, which at a first glance, the only thing that they kind of remind you of is either like another language or like hieroglyphics from like ancient Egypt. You know, that's what they remind you of. But it's nothing that you've ever seen or read before or recognize. Meanwhile, topside. So, Tagar, you're sitting there wondering what the hell to do. You're really bored. You're like, man, this is not the type of mission I was really hoping for. And then you hear some commotion. So, Eric, if you want to go to the surface installation map. So, yeah, these guys are not here right now.
Which one is that?
Do you guys not have it? It says surface installation.
I don't.
Oh,
No.
there we go.
Got it.
Oh, I don't
I
have
could
it.
use my
That's-
flamethrower.
There we go. Okay. So you you're over by the landing pad. The other 2 dropships are not here right now, and you can hear some commotion coming from the Mori Mori bar, and you see several miners, which quickly turns into about a dozen or 2, running out of the bar, screaming and panicking, and what looks like fleeing for their very lives. And they're running in like every direction. Some are going towards the refinery, some are going towards the dorms and like the command center. There's 1 or 2 coming towards like you, or the landing pad, maybe not necessarily you, but towards the landing pad.
Okay, and how much of the squad is with me right now? Or am I by myself?
It's just you and the dropship, so it would be the pilot and the android, Herschel.
Okay, you're all useless. Okay.
I forget the dropship pilot's name all of a sudden. Eckert, was it? No, Weaver. Eckert's the other pilot. Jennifer Weaver. You see, like, she's obviously got music going on in her headphones. You can see her head kind of bobbing up and down.
Oh,
She's
that's
sitting in the
right.
cockpit. And then Herschel's just kind of sitting there, like, just working on one of the terminals in the... And you're, like, we'll say you're probably sitting on the back ramp.
Okay. One of the civilians that's running towards me, I'm gonna kind of grab him and ask him what the commotion is.
It's a woman. She looks absolutely terrified. She's wearing, you can see she's got minor fatigues on underneath. She's got a suit on, obviously, when you guys are out here. And she's like, there's something in the bar. There's blood, and like she just starts to sob uncontrollably. And at this point, you see Herschel looks over his shoulder, and he's like, "Is everything all right, Corporal?"
Looks like something's going down in the bar. I'm gonna check it out. Can you keep an eye on the ramp out here?
Of course. And you see he taps Weaver on the shoulder, and she like goes like this, and then you see she taps and probably turns her music off or down, and yeah, they'll take care of that. You see he walks over to try to help the woman and like tries to get her to sit down on the bench, and he's trying to comfort her. And you see like Weaver, you hear her as you're walking away. She says to Herschel like, "What's up?" And yeah, so you you can certainly do whatever you'd like at this point.
Okay, I'm gonna grab my shield and my pulse rifle with the incinerator attached, and make my way to the bar.
All right. So you do that, and by the time you get there, there's nobody else running out. You can still hear people kind of shouting in the distance, but with the suit on, it's hard to make out. And you see people, quickly disappearing inside other buildings. And when you walk in, it's a 2-story building. Looks like there's like an upper level that kind of looks out, and it's set up almost kind of like a old Western saloon. It doesn't have the swinging doors because it needs atmosphere, but the inside has a look of like wood rather than refurbished. It looks probably fake wood. It's probably not real wood, but it looks like they've actually gone to some extent to make this look like something other than just a prefab building. And there's a bunch of circular tables throughout the floor, and there's a bar against the back wall, and then there's a staircase that goes up to the second floor, which then has like a balcony that overlooks the main room. And there is blood and body parts everywhere. Tables are knocked over, chairs are smashed, part of the bar looks damaged, and it looks like a fucking massacre went down in here. You gain a point of stress.
Okay. Does it look like it's going up the stairs?
No, looks like it's contained to the ground floor, the first floor.
Okay. From the doorway, can I see anything moving or any additional doors in the?
You see,
door to the
there's
kitchen or something.
There is a door behind the bar. You're assuming it goes to a kitchen or a staff area, and to your left, you see the 2 doors that go into the bathrooms, the men and women's bathroom.
Okay.
If you'd like, give me another observation test here. You can hear some wet, squishy noises coming from behind the bar.
Okay. I am going to put my back to the wall and work my way around the room toward the bar.
Okay. So you do that, and you eventually get around to where you can see the opening on the side of the bar. And you see behind the bar, the bloodshed continues. There is a body of someone. You're assuming it's the bartender or one of the staff, because they're not wearing like a full suit, and or a space suit, I should say. And they're face down on the ground. You see one of their legs has been torn off or severed in some way. Sitting next to them in a pool of blood and gore is another miner in their spacesuit. The helmet is down or off, and you see this person looks really, really fucked up. They have very, very pale skin. They have milky white eyes with no pupils. And from where you're standing, you're looking at this thing from the side. You can see the back of its head is elongated a little bit. It looks a little something like that. There is this black goo all around its mouth, and it's got these dark black veins that are kind of popping through the translucent skin up its neck and over its forehead and the back of its head. And you see that it's holding this guy's leg and just chowing down on it. And when you finally get to the point where you can see, you gain another point of stress, by the way. when you get around to where you can see this thing, it turns its head and looks at you. But it keeps eating the leg. What do you do?
About how far am I from it?
30 feet, maybe? 20, 30 feet? Short
Okay.
range, for sure.
I'm gonna say catch and throw a grenade at it.
Oh, wow, that escalated fast. Okay.
Amazing.
My man.
Okay, so make a ranged attack. I'll give you a plus... we need my GM screen. Where is it? I think it's +2, but let me double check. Yeah, give me +2 ranged attack. And if you get at least one success, you hit, and then you can roll damage for the grenade. Ooh, a panic. What'd you get? Keeping it together. Okay, so you, grab the grenade, you pull the pin, you're like, should I really be doing this indoors? And you're like, fuck it. And you throw the grenade. It lands right next to him, and it goes off. So I believe the grenade is damage 9, I think? Or blast 9?
Damage 9.
Okay, so with a grenade, you roll 9 dice, and every success is a point of damage. And I'll let you use your stunt here, so we'll add 1 automatically.
Okay. So 9 dice.
Yes. And I'll take into consideration that it's just sitting there staring at this as it lands in its lap. Okay, so 3 successes. All right. We're not going to bother with armor. I don't think it really deserves an armor because it's prone and it's just sitting there. The grenade goes off, and the whole bar just gets engulfed in an explosion, and bottles are smashed apart. The glass mirror behind the bar falls into pieces, and the front of the bar just explodes outwards with shrapnel and, fake wood, faux wood everywhere. And when the smoke clears, you see this thing has been knocked back. The body of the miner is just completely incinerated. Everything is scorched, and parts of this thing's flesh are chunked off. Parts of its suit have been blown open, so you can see its shriveled, disgusting, infected skin underneath. But it does start to kind of crawl its way back up. It looks like it's a little stunned at what's happened, but it is still very much alive. It does look pretty fucked up, though.
Hey.
You have 1 moment to do something before it's probably gonna start actually acting.
Does it look close enough for my flamethrower, or?
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right. I'm gonna go.
Burn down the whole building while you're at it, just to make sure.
It's the only way to be sure.
Yep. Hey man, sometimes you just gotta watch the world burn. Oh no. 0 successes. Ew. Would you like to push that?
I already have 2 stress.
Keep in mind, if you do score a hit with the flamethrower and it goes through the armor, they catch fire. And I believe the incinerator is intensity 9 to start, which means you roll 9 dice every turn that it's on fire. And if it takes damage, every turn after that, the damage goes up, or the dice pool goes up by 1 until it fails to roll any damage, in which case the fire goes out. So
it's intensity 7.
Okay. So if you hit, it'll do 2 base damage plus successes, and then it'll be on fire, taking 7 dice worth of damage, going up by 1 dice every turn until the fire does no damage.
All right. I am not going to push this one.
Okay. All right. Well, why don't we draw initiative for you? And, yeah. We'll see what happens here. Oh, he gets the 1. All right.
God damn, Tagar. You
Nicely
son of a
done.
bitch.
Nicely done, Tagar. All right. Before we do this though, let's go back down into the mine. So there's this conversation. You arrest Mystery, and as this is going on, you can hear Gibson come over the comms. Sergeant, Mr. Scaarr, come in.
Go ahead.
We have some sort of problem at the Mori Mori bar. There's people panicking all up here topside.
Do we got eyes on it?
All that I can see are people fleeing in every direction. I think one of your Marines went to check it out.
All right. I'm gonna try comms to figure out who is over there at the bar.
Yeah, I mean, we'll assume it comes in on everybody else's your channel just for your squad. So Tagar, you would hear this, and then so would Herschel and Weaver. So assuming maybe you don't hear it over the explosions and the flamethrower the first time around, Weaver's like, yeah, something spooked the miners up here, Sarge. Tagar went to go check it out. We got a lady here that is all sorts of, shall we say, mentally traumatized.
You explain what was going on?
All she's mentioned is something about a monster.
Oh crap! Make sure we get that place on lockdown and figure out what's going on over there.
And then you hear, "Holy shit! I think Tagar's got it on lockdown, sir."
That a boy.
You probably
That's
hear
almost
the
right there.
muffled explosion in somebody's comms.
You hear me
Tagar,
yell,
come in, you
touch.
got it?
You yell it loud enough to hear on the comms from someone outside the building.
I got a comm.
You activate comms. Amazing.
It's what is it? Open speak, right? Speak to activate, sort of thing.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
This isn't push to activate. It's just voice recognition. Oh yeah, so we'll assume you guys hear and you guys figure something's going down at the bar, and Tagar seems to be involved, and there may or may not be a monster. Also, I found my Blood Bowl orc shirt today. Very exciting.
Nice.
Very exciting. Yeah.
Yep.
What do you guys do?
I mean, I would probably be relaying a lot of everything I see either back to Herschel as I'm kind of walking through
Okay.
to make sure that he has the information.
In that case, we will assume Herschel explains this to you guys very quickly, Sergeant. He says, I believe Tagar has made contact with one of the creatures, sir, one of the infected.
Roger that. Make sure you keep calmed on him. Make sure he's all good. We might need some backup over there with him.
What we would see up topside is Herschel's kind of unclear exactly what that means. He kind of looks at Weaver, and being an android, he's not necessarily meant to go into combat, certainly not against, like, a human. And you see Weaver's just like, fuck this. And we would see her grab an assault rifle off one of the racks and go rushing towards the bar. So, Tagar, we're going to get you and you alone your own little combat music here, as you have initiative
Woo.
1. So, make it count. I will not be held responsible for what happens after this point. So, let's go with this one. This sounds good. All right, you're up first. What do you do?
Is it still prone
Yes.
and like crawling on the ground?
Yeah, it's like trying to pick itself up, basically.
Can I take my combat knife and try and like pin it to the ground with like the head?
Yes, but we're gonna say that's going to be a. Do they have called shots in this game? Yeah, we'll say make an attack, melee attack at -2. I guess it's prone too, so we'll just do a straight melee attack. It'll cancel out. You'll need to get 2 successes though, 1 to hit and 1 to do the stunt to pin it. That is a panic. Nervous twitch. Your stress goes up by 1. You do still hit it though, but you only do a point of damage. Let me see.
I think the knife's 2 points.
You're right. Let me roll its armor here. Takes 1 more point of damage. You do stab it, but the thing's head is too big. You aren't able to like pin it to the ground. You stab it on the side of the head.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that means the creature is next. It is on the ground. So I think what it's going to do on its first action, I'm just going to make a GM ruling here. It's basically going to try to grapple you and try to stand. So give me a close combat roll. This will be opposed.
Does it matter that I have my shield in front of me?
The shield is just for armor. It's not
Okay.
really for grappling. But if you take any damage here, I'll let you still keep, because you do have the shield out, obviously. So
You said close combat opposed? Close combat?
yes. Oh, look at this hot shot! 4 successes.
Yeah, right.
The creature has, I think that's 2? Alright. So it tries to grab you. It grabs the shield, and you just bash the shield down on it, kind of like knock it away, and it's screeching, and there's all this black goo like dripping out of its mouth. That's its first action.
Hunts?
Yeah. If you'd like, be my guest. At least I think. Let me double check that.
Yeah, I can't remember if on a pose test if you didn't activate it.
Yeah, that's what we need to check.
Because this doesn't usually happen.
Yeah, usually you just fucking die and that's it. So
Right, it's aliens, you know? Fucking 4 successes.
first
I
page,
put a lot of points. into
First
close
page I
combat.
turn to grappling. Oh,
Amazing.
this book is so good. Oh, so grappling is normally a stunt. So it didn't actually grapple you because you had more successes. So it would just be an opposed close combat, which I don't think when you're... Oh, well, we'll assume it's like a block, so you can do a reactive action. Nope. So you can decrease the damage, counterattack, disarm an enemy. There's nothing to disarm them with. You perform a counterattack, dealing damage to the attacker equal to your damage rating of your weapon. You cannot spend additional successes to increase the damage. So we'll assume that in the scuffle, you stab it again. It takes 2 more points of damage. We'll roll the armor again here. It gets nothing. You stab it, black blood gushing out of its neck. It's flailing about now, almost as if it's panicked, but it is still alive. It has another action. I'm going to make an attack roll this time because it's done fucking around. A 1. Horrific howl. The freak throws its head back and roars, asserting its dominance. I don't know about that. All PCs in short range must make an immediate panic test. You guys would probably hear this over the comms.
But we don't have to make panic tests, right?
No.
Do I hit stress? Where's the
Just,
panic?
you hit the button that says stress.
Oh, okay.
Okay, another nervous twitch. Your stress goes up by another 1 as this thing is clearly not dead. We get to the next round, and we'll see if... Well, let's draw an initiative for Weaver. I don't know if you're even going to need her help at this point. You're doing pretty well. But, let's get the old Lance Corporal on there. Atta girl. Yeah, initiative 8, not so much. So, basically what happens is she bursts through the door. You see she's got an assault rifle, and she can probably see part of what's going on. You're partly behind the bar, but you also partly blew it up, so she probably has line of sight, and she's like, "What the fuck?" You're up.
Stay back.
I think she's going to get a point of stress when she walks into this fucking murder house.
That makes sense. Am I too close now to use the flamethrower?
You can use a ranged weapon. Well, first of all, you can't use the flamethrower because you're using your knife and your shield. You'll have to drop a weapon. Well, the flamethrower's two-handed. You'd have to drop both of them. Okay. If you do that, dropping weapons are a free action. But drawing a weapon is a fast action. If you shoot while you're engaged in combat, it's -3 to hit. And I don't know if you want to be engaged with something that you're lighting on fire.
Yeah. Okay. I will keep the shield and go with the knife.
Hell yeah, dude. Eat your heart out, Hammer. Oh boy, you go to stab this thing and you're like, this is not a great idea. You're like, what the fuck am I doing? And just
look at all my successes.
Oh my
There's so many.
Oh my god.
So many.
You could have almost one-shot it with your knife right there. That's pretty incredible.
Cool, Eric.
Yeah. Maybe as you draw the knife back, Weaver bursts in and you get distracted. You're like, stay back. And you miss your chance to stab it. So you freeze. Your stress and Weaver's stress goes up by 1. Let me get her character sheet up here. I think we're going to need that. Okay. All right. So her stress is already at 3. 1 for walking into this nightmare. 2 for seeing the alien, and 3 for you freezing and about to get murdered. And you lose your next slow action next round. Okay. Well, you still have a fast action. Because you did not draw a new weapon, so you can still block if you wish. So it is well and truly trying to attack you now. It roars at you again. Make another panic roll. Weaver's got to make one too now. Okay, seek cover. You use your next action to find a safe spot to hide. You are not allowed to make a retreat roll. Your stress goes down by 1, but friendly PCs that see you flee, their stress goes up by 1. And she's trembling, which is -2 to all agility tests. So, unfortunately, Tagar, you get an attack of opportunity here as you retreat, and the creature swipes out again, grabbing for your ankle as you try to run away. It grabs your leg in a horrific bear hug, trying to squeeze it.
And I don't have a block against that one?
You can't make... No, you can still block, technically. You can't make the disengage roll because of your panic. So, it still has 1 action left after this, because this is a free action it's getting. So if you want to block, you make an opposed close combat roll, and for every success you get, you cancel successes. Can you guys see how many successes it rolled if you click on its dice numbers? Does it give you the pop-up?
Yeah.
Okay. That's fine. I think Alien's deadly enough. It's okay to sometimes let you guys see behind the curtain. So it has 2 successes. So you know what you're up against here. If you don't block, then it's just straight for armor. But if you block, you do risk panicking again.
I'm trying to see. Okay, I'll take this one.
Okay. Roll your armor.
Because I have to stay here, right? Because he grabbed me?
No, because it's an attack of opportunity, and this doesn't... I mean, depending on what it doesn't necessarily stop you from moving. However, don't you have armor from your shield? Doesn't that give you something?
Yeah, that's true. The shield gives me 5 armor.
Is your
Then
shield
the pressure...
equipped?
Let me see.
I don't think
No,
it's
it was
equipped.
not.
Yeah, right now you've got the incinerator equipped, and you've got 3 weapons equipped. Bro.
Oh.
What are you doing? Remember, I can look at your character sheet whenever I want to.
Right, knife, shield.
Yep.
So 5 more armor.
Yeah, you should have a total of 10. Can you roll armor from the shield? Does that work if you click on it? There we go. Was that all? Is that what it's supposed to be? Is that all of it together? Okay.
Yeah, that's everything.
All right, that's fine. I'll be merciful on mission 1. So you managed to smash its arm with the shield, and it just as you can feel this thing has a grip like iron, but you are okay. Until it goes again. It's going to stand up, and you run away at this point. I'm going to roll and see if it attacks you or Weaver. Pick it, high or low.
High.
It's going for Weaver. All right. So, well, it stands, and it wouldn't be able to attack. It would just be able to move. So it moves into combat with her. So we'll do this. You're here. It's in combat with her. And it is now her turn. And she is like, what the fuck is going on in here? And what is her talent? Full throttle. That doesn't help unless you're in a spaceship, which she is not. So, I need to get a weapon for her because I don't have it on her character sheet. Gonna snag some stuff from you really quick here.
Hey, this might mess stuff up. I have overkill.
Okay.
So, it says that you can trigger overkill effect when you make a panic roll. You don't run and hide when the going gets tough. Instead of panicking in the face of mortal danger, you can turn your fear into aggression and use it as a weapon against your enemy.
All right. I will let you do that, but if you do, you are taking the second attack. It's not going for Weaver, because you'll still be there.
What does overkill do?
That's what it does. It means you...
Like, go berserk and you attack until the enemy's dead.
Oh, yeah, there's not a... Where's the description? You're right. Talents... Is that a general talent?
Yeah.
Okay. LMM. No, it is not. Is it a marine talent?
I don't think so. Maybe. We used it back when, I think it was Chariot of Gods or Destroyer of Worlds.
It's not on the list here. Oh, wait, you know what? I think it's under Panic, that's why. Overkill. The Overkill talent lets you replace the effect of a panic result of 11 or higher by the Overkill effect. If you have any enemies in sight. When triggering Overkill, you must immediately attack your enemies, and you won't stop until you or all enemies in sight are broken. Also, all other PCs in short range must make an immediate panic roll. Okay. Do you wish to do this?
Yes.
Okay.
I got an 11. I'm going to use it.
All right. So we see Tagar go Super Saiyan. Does good for Cosmodan. And Weaver has to take a panic test because she doesn't know what's happening right now. Another 8, that makes it a 9. She drops her gun as she's just like standing there in shock as she sees you like refuse to back down. And then it attacks you one last time this round. Oops, that is a critical, not that. 2, that can't be too bad. Fist Strike, it punches you really fucking hard. Do you wish to block?
Yeah, this one I'll block.
Okay. Now, since you're berserking, you ignore panic effects, basically. Excuse me.
Okay.
Wow. 4 successes against its 2. Would you like to do a counterattack with one of your stunts?
I would.
All right. Rolling armor. So we see this thing goes to just Falcon punch your face. You get under it, and you jab the knife right up under its chin. And it's finally stops moving. And the weight of this thing collapses like on top of you. Almost pulls the knife from your hand. You notice now that it's dead, and it's not moving. That it seems like its limbs during the short course of this fight against it, its limbs, especially its arms, have elongated to the point where it can almost reach them down to the floor just from a standing position. Your stress and Weaver's stress goes down by 1 when you see that this thing is well and truly dead. Well done. And you see Weaver's just standing there like with this shock look down her face and the gun at her feet.
I'm going to pull my knife out and drop it.
Okay.
And radio to the others that the creature has been... threat has been eliminated.
Weaver quickly picks up her gun and is like pointing it at this thing, and she kind of scoots over to you. She's keeping you between her and it, and she was like, "What the fuck is that thing?"
I've never seen anything like this.
And she kind of leans in like over your shoulder, and she's like, Is that one of the miners?" And she points, and she's like, "Look," and you can see it's wearing a miner's outfit. It's got one of their spacesuits, and you see the person's name across the on the suit. You know, their last name.
Can I rip that patch off?
It's not a patch. It's like
embroidered in.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like embroidered, like engraved on the suit itself, or probably the uniform. Maybe not the suit, probably the uniform.
Is there any like identification markings, dog tags, or anything that I can?
No, not that these guys have. But you do know, even you weren't here last session, but your character would know that I believe it was Sean's character was keeping track of everybody in his data pad when they found people, like keeping a list of names. So, yeah, you guys all hear this. It sounds like.
Yeah. So I'm gonna radio now in the name, be like, "This is one of the miners. Do we have any, in case we need to track where he was?"
What are you asking?
So I'm gonna give you the name off the miner.
Okay.
Like this is one of the miners that was infected. Are you tracking, shifts or where they came from?
I'm just taking down names, so if we have to report back the losses.
All right.
You did a good job up there, soldier.
Thanks, Sarge.
Just make sure you don't get
that
in
lady.
a
People
dunk
go
on you.
fucking crazy.
I am going to.
Eric, give me an air roll as well, because
What?
that was a horrifying experience. I'm gonna steal some of your gear here too, and make sure Weaver has an actual inventory now. Let's give her an air roll as well.
Is that good or bad?
For every face hugger you roll, it goes down by 1. Otherwise, you're fine.
Okay.
And it'll automatically reduce it if you roll any face huggers.
Okay.
Whoops, that was armor. My bad. Why can't I do an air? Is this it? There we go. Okay. Weaver's breathing very heavily right now. Okay. Yeah, what do you guys do?
I would like to go through the rest of the building, make sure that everything's clear, and then make sure all the doors are locked and blocked.
Yeah, so you check, there's nobody else in here. It looks like everybody bailed. You're pretty sure the guy behind the bar was the bartender, but there's really not much left of him after the grenade went off, so... yeah.
Are we collecting any of the infected? Or just kind of leaving them where they fall?
I mean, right now only one of them, the other 3 exploded, into Gib, so there was nothing to collect. I think this is the second one you've actually had to fight so far.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna lock up the building and kind of keep an eye on the entrances as I make my way back to the ship.
Yeah. Weaver returns with you. And she's like, What in God's name is going on this fucking rock?
That is the question. We're not prepared for something like this.
Man, you're telling me. She's like, you alright? You get hit or anything?
I'm alright. No hits so far. But I'll need to take a breather.
Yeah. Yeah, you and me both.
Why don't you go turn the stereo back on?
Yeah, with pleasure. Any requests?
Something loud.
Oh, she can do that. She has no problem with that.
Something to drown out the voices in my head.
The screams of the damned. Okay. All right. What are you guys doing down there while this is going on? Like, there's obviously probably a minute or two that this fight happens, and you hear like the gunshots and stuff probably going off.
Well,
I'll
since
tell
I'm-
the
Go ahead.
I'll tell the manager, like, you hear that? It's breaking out upstairs now. It's gonna be the whole fucking colony. Or mining operation. You wanna tell us a little bit more? What's going on here?
She's like, you think I have any idea what the fuck's going on here? They told me to get one of these things. That's what I'm doing.
You bet your fucking ass I do.
She just like shrugs.
Why
As
are
I'm-
you so concerned about that thing? He points at the urn.
I told you. Management told me to get it.
Well, what is it?
A metal fucking jar? I don't know.
Clearly, you
Wait.
gotta have some kind of information on what the hell is in it.
Yeah, why would you hide it?
She looks at you like that's a really stupid question. Just like rolls her eyes.
Where'd you find it?
Oh, that she seems to get a little bit tight-lipped about. She's like, she says, in the mine.
Specifics.
Maybe like which floor, which sub-level.
That vague bullshit's not gonna fly here, lady. Tell us what we want to know before it gets any uglier than it has to.
Give me a manipulation test at +2. Whoa. Just
Okay.
Okay,
What is
go up a whole
happening?
bunch of times.
what is happening?
It rolled a bunch of times.
Did everybody else see like 15 rolls just happen?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought I
My
was
screen was lagging out. Ignore all of those.
I thought I was having a
got it.
stroke for a
No.
second. Jesus Christ.
Ignore all that.
I-
The actual roll.
I am definitely going to ignore all of that. Okay, hold on. I don't know. I'm looking for a character sheet. I'm like, what am I even looking for now? Oh my goodness. Okay. You got 2 successes. Let's see what she gets. She seems to kind of relent a little bit, and she says, I found it down on the lower level.
Show us.
She looks very
I'll start-
hesitant.
I'll kind of like gesture forward as I say, "Show us."
I mean, you guys have her handcuffed, so you can kind of force her to, go wherever you want. But you guys can all tell. You don't even have to make a roll here. All of you down there with her can tell she looks really nervous.
Would I fiddle with the lid of the jar or the urn and see if I can get it open?
Give me either a heavy. Yeah, I guess heavy machinery. Okay. Yeah, you mess with it a bit, and then it you guys hear it like tss, and it clicks, and you're able to take the lid off, and inside you see that there are 4 little like canisters. They're about maybe 12 inches long. They are somewhat see-through, but like a thick glass. Like you can see there's something inside of it, but the glass is a little too thick to like be perfectly clear. And you see that all 4 of them are filled with some sort of black liquid. I gotta find a picture, but I'll get one for you guys in a second here. Cool. Glad you guys find that interesting.
Well, does he tell us?
You guys see him. You guys see him open it. Like, I don't know. What do you guys do? He's just like, oh yeah, click, click.
Sorry, I was waiting to see a picture of it, but
I gotta find a picture. I gotta find a picture. So.
He's a chemical expert and the person in charge. Like, what the fuck am I gonna say? Like, he honestly knows what he's doing.
Right the fuck
I'm
now.
gonna get my hand into this jar and pull out one of the capsules and show them and be like, "Hey boys, this liquid look familiar to you?"
Okay, here we go. I found a picture. I'm not really sure how to describe the little black canisters, so give me a second here. Oh, it's a fucking web file. God damn it.
So should we be messing with that? I mean, what if it's like a bomb or something?
You better hope it blows up my face then, but
No, I don't think we want anyone dying up Sarge.
I mean, there's black liquid in these things. There's black liquid in all those things that attacked us up top. I don't know if you should be messing with those right now. I'm no scientist, but black
Are you
goo.
feeling okay, Sarge?
black
Or,
I'm fine. It's got like solid, thick glass. I can see that. I'm gonna just shove it back in there.
Wearing our
close it
full
out.
hazmat suits. So.
it's got glass. We've got suits. It'll be alright.
It can't bypass our state-of-the-art government-issued filters. These are the highest level of equipment we can be given, actually. Trust me, I know.
I
In the
will
meantime-
ask the manager lady, how many of these containers did your team come across? And how many more are you hiding?
One moment. Okay, here we go. Alright. I guess I should also state, when you take this thing out, all 4 of them, there's a little thing in the center that you can grab, and when you lift that, all 4 of these canisters, these containers, are attached to it. It's like a little rack that holds them, right? But when you pull this out, it's like covered in some sort of like slimy, sludgy goo. It's clear, but it looks like dog slobber is the best way I can describe it. It's disgusting. Let me just load this into Foundry here, and
Slap my hand a little bit to get the.
yeah, it's
goop
exactly what it is. Yeah, it's exactly like that. It is. It's totally. All right.
Our Sarge is jumping down holes and opening up canisters.
Yeah, I don't know. We might need to, what, Eric? What's like the term when you got to take control of command from somebody, relieve them of command?
What's the term mutiny?
Yeah.
That's on a ship. That's on a ship.
We have a ship upstairs. We can
mutiny when we get back on the ship.
Well, you have a little bit of mutiny.
Okay. So this is an image from Prometheus, but this is exactly you're basically seeing, except replace Michael Fassbender with Adam's character. Whoops, wrong one. Did that work? Did it not?
Nope.
There we go. How about that?
Yeah.
Oh, that looks delicious.
Oh, it looks so good.
So yeah, these canisters, and they kind of feel like glass when you pull it out, Bunnilla. It's like thick and rigid like glass. Like it's not like pliable or squishy or anything. And they're kind of this greenish tint, almost like a beer bottle in some ways. But you can see that there's a dark, looks like black liquid inside.
All right, I'm just gonna slowly put that back in there and close the lid. Tuck it back in that corner so we know where it's at.
Okay.
My question still stands of how many of these did you find and where are you hiding them?
Let me check my notes here. She says this is the only one that I've managed to locate so far.
Can I do a test to see if I sense she's being honest or not?
Yes, give me manipulation.
Just 1 or 20.
Nice.
2 successes.
She seems to be honest when she says that.
I'll look to Sarge and say, I believe her.
All right. Well, let's go find out where she found these and try to get our guys back out of here. I'm gonna leave this up here for now because I don't wanna be hauling that shit around.
Okay, so what do you guys do?
It's time
Still
to
gotta go down,
We gotta
right?
continue the mission, yeah.
go down the elevator to sub-level 5.
Okay,
And I am taking her with me.
all right. Are you guys telling any of this to Tagar? Or just telling him to chill up top?
I'll be fine.
Let's see. I'm gonna radio to Tagar to make his way down to us. We need some extra muscle.
All right.
Sarge, are you sure that's a good idea? If there is enemies, combatants up here, we're gonna leave Weaver and Herschel by themselves.
Just have them lock up ship. I think it should be fine after that. I don't think any of these things are gonna be able to break through the ship.
Don't we have like the other 5 members of the squad down here with us as well? It's like a whole section, all 10.
They're still up on the ship.
Oh, okay. They didn't drop down with us.
No.
I don't know, Sarge. What do you think?
You tell me. How do you think things are up there? What would you like to do up there? If you feel like you need to protect the civilians up there, then I'll let you stay up there. Otherwise, we could use some muscle down here. And it's getting kind of wacky down here.
I mean, I'd be happy to help the 4 of you if you're not cut out for the job. I can make my way down.
We got a smart ass.
You see Weaver laughing at that audibly in the cockpit.
I'll lug my happy ass downstairs for you.
Yeah, get down here. If you feel like everything's good up there, maybe stop by and check on the holding place that we got the evacuation kind of stopped at. Make sure there's no more of them transforming up there.
Aye, aye.
Okay, so what do you do, Eric?
I'll check out the holding like he had said, and then
Okay.
make my way down.
So the
How am I with panic right now?
your panic has ended, so you can end that at this point.
Okay.
And so this over here, the old storehouse, is where they're putting everybody. Get that for it. There you go.
Did my stress go down at all?
No, you have to rest or use your item. Also, we determined, since you weren't here, we determined that your signature item can be used once per session.
Okay. So I would have used it when I got back to the ship. I just kind of like pulled it out and like flipped it a couple times.
Okay, yeah, you can register
While it
stress
was-
by one then.
while I was kind of like waiting.
Okay.
How do I click off of panicked?
I already did for you.
Oh, it still says it on my sheet.
Really? You should be able to right-click on panicked.
Oh, there it goes.
Okay. All right. So you get to the storehouse, and there's a few miners out here, and they look a little worried and concerned. They're like, we've moved a few people in here, like you guys said. They're all looking pretty sick.
About how many are in here now?
There are. Let me make sure I'm giving you the right information. There's 4, he says.
Okay. And who's watching them?
There's like 2 or 3 miners out here, like, watching the door. But they look very nervous, and like they don't really want to be doing this. They look very scared.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, they don't have like guards on the base, so like as far as like that kind of thing, there's nothing like that.
And if I can see them from where I'm at? Like, did I go inside? Can I go inside?
If you
or
want,
they like?
If you want to, but they're like, are you sure?
Do we have eyes on them?
No.
From here?
No.
No. So we don't know what they look like on the inside at this point.
Are you asking me or the miners?
I just wasn't sure. Is there windows in the building, or they're completely locked in?
No, there's no windows because no gravity. So a window is kind of a dangerous thing to have unless it's like a reinforced and
one way in and out.
Well, you gotta ask me questions. I don't know the answers. What the fuck was that? Oh, fucking explosions going on outside.
Poltergeist.
4th of July.
Somebody, apparently it's...
New place ghost.
No, it's like a bomb just went off. Holy fuck.
Catch.
Welcome to LA.
Catch. Let me check here and see if it says, Eric. Old storehouse. I think it's just one door, we're gonna say.
Okay. When's the last... I'm gonna ask the guards, when's the last time anybody's been inside?
They kind of look at each other like, I don't know, half an hour?
Have they heard anything from out here? Banging?
Nope.
Nothing. What condition were they in? Are they like just wandering when they last checked on them? Or are they like strapped down?
No, they were all like, they were just like starting to look sick basically, and like they were protesting, but they more or less like forced them into quarantine.
Okay.
But you can see there's still a lot of people over by the tunnel entrance, and they're obviously like upset. People have been separated from like family and friends, so like there's, nobody really knows what the fuck's going on. You can tell this is not a good situation.
Are these guards able to radio to anybody if they need help?
Yeah, they've got like
they have comms.
Yeah, I think all the suits have comms built in, so they can communicate to each other and different channels that they have for the various work shifts and stuff like that.
I'm gonna tell them to let me know immediately if any conditions change, if anybody goes in or out.
Oh, they're like, we're not going in there.
I want to make sure nobody else goes in there too without my permission.
All right.
And
yeah, the guy like you exchange like your comm information, so you have like a channel to him or something like that, or
Yep.
you
Or if they hear any loud noises coming from the inside.
Yeah, and the one guy seems a little bit more calm than the rest. Older guy. He'll introduce himself, and we'll say you can have connection to him if you need to, as far as comms go.
All right, and then you said everybody else was gathered around the mine head.
Over here, where you see where it says miners, this is where everybody was gathering. There's about like between 100 and 200 people there, and they're being held like at a checkpoint because they didn't want 200 people rushing the landing pad at once. But now that the evacuation stopped, people are starting to get antsy because nobody's telling them anything.
Okay, and who's controlling that? Is that just more
The APC is your guys' APC.
minor dart? Oh, okay.
You guys were able to bring it with... Because, another retcon I messed up. The mine entrance is big enough for your APC, but once you guys got down to the 3rd floor where the cave-in was, you couldn't go any further. So they brought it back up here, and they were kind of like, I don't know if I want to drive around in this thing because it's all covered in sludge. So that's probably back with the dropship, I would imagine. Because it can't do anything down in the mines. So you also have your driver, which is, I believe, Sean's NPC is there as well.
Yep.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna relay the information about the old storehouse down to Sergeant and say I am headed down to meet him.
Okay.
They're not happy up here, so we might have to address that at some point.
All right. So you would actually go to the mine head. That's where the elevator is. So then you go into go back into here. So. All right, cool. Well, we're at our halfway point here, so why don't we take our break before we dive into whatever the fuck's going to happen next. And we will add Eric to the group down here. And we should be good to go. So get yourself Dr. Pepper. Don't freak out when explosions go off outside your window. Hopefully the building is still standing by the time I get back.
Probably just fireworks, bro.
Yeah, but it sounded like it was like right outside the window. It was fucking. I could.
I don't know. Eric's been throwing grenades, so.
It did, dude. It sounded like a fucking bomb going off, man. Gave me a heart attack. All right, I'll be back in a few.
All right, BRB boys.
Matt, are you back yet?
Oh yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. I thought we were waiting on you. My bad.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I've been here.
You
I
should
actually
be.
never left.
Oh,
Not
wow. Just
always
creeping.
been here.
Now I feel bad.
Just creeping. Okay. All right. Well, let's get this show on the road then. We're back, listeners. Matt's been creeping in the background the whole time. We're sitting here like, where's Matt? So, excuse me. We've got the coconut Dr. Pepper once again. So good.
Delicious.
It really is. So, Tagar, you hop in the elevator. You reunite with the group. You see that they have 5 med techs with them, plus Ishigara, and then you see the general manager of the mine. Her name is Cassandra Mystery. Not mystery, mystery. And you see that she is currently handcuffed.
Damn right.
I'm gonna make a point to kind of do a count how many people are down here. Go to Sergeant and be like, yeah, you guys really don't have this under control. If you just wanted to see my pretty face, I'll just leave you a picture in your bunk next time.
Hey. Listen, these med techs, they ain't doing shit right now, all right? They just here to do the medical. That's it. They ain't got no fighting tactics in here. Also, you didn't happen to see another med tech on the way down, did you?
I saw nothing. Was I supposed to?
No, it's just one of the guys went missing from what
You
the
guys
boys
lost someone too?
Yeah.
A lot of shit's been going on down here, right?
Yeah, we got some crazy shit. The shit you were dealing with up there, we had that triple down here.
I think everyone except Eric at this point should do another air roll. You guys have been down here for a while, kind of just dicking around.
I mean, I feel like it's been productive, but
Yeah,
alright.
it has, but it's been productive in sense of story, but in sense of actual actions, not so much. Okay.
So, Corporal, gotta tell me about your childhood.
It was a rough childhood, let me tell you. It goes way back.
So when you start the elevator up, the cable snaps and you all fall to your death. So,
Fortunately, my death was really quick.
yep.
Well, it's really slow because it's half gravity, right?
Shut the fuck up. I will kill you. I will kill you. I think it's low gravity, not half gravity is what it said. It's just you take half falling damage. Okay, you only take 12 falling damage, not 24.
Awesome.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys get back in the cage. Where are you headed?
Sub-level 5.
Alright. Sub-level 5. You guys get down to the next sub-level. And as you do, we actually do have a map here, although I don't know how necessary it's going to be, but we'll switch over to it just in case. Where is it? 4? 5, here we go. Add that to your guys' thing just in case. So you guys are down here. Whoops. Well, that's way off. You guys are by the assembly point here. There we go. Okay. When you guys get down here, there is... there's the ore pass right here that they drop the ore into, and then it goes down to the bin. And then on the right is that small ventilation shaft that goes back up to the surface. As you guys come out, it looks pretty like uneventful and quiet. There's not a whole lot down here. You guys get out of the elevator. You can see that the shaft goes beyond for quite a ways.
All right.
You guys can hear a bit of commotion up ahead. Sounds like several voices.
I'm gonna have rifle up and ready, and all right, boys, let's move out. Let's take a look at this floor. Keep an eye out for survivors.
I'm gonna slap Cruz on the back and be like, "I got your back."
All right, thanks, man. It's been
You
some
guys
wild
see-
shit down here.
Guess see O'Connell slap himself on the back.
You just kind of like get in a circle and slap each other on the back. I got you, bud. A nice little
Hey,
three-way.
sometimes you gotta take care of yourself.
Just gotta bravely take up the rear.
Okay. Are you guys... This is a question for Adam. Are you guys trying to be stealthy here, or just cautiously approaching?
Just cautiously approaching, checking survivors, make sure there's no, black-veined creepos walking around.
All right. Everybody... Well, let's do one, so it's not 100 tests here. Whoever has the lowest observation can make an observation test, and you can take +3 from assists from the rest of the squad.
The
One.
lowest observation?
Yes.
I only
We're
rolled
doing
4 dice
We're doing
total.
a stealth.
Observation.
Mine's 3, so I don't know. Is anyone lower than that?
I got 2.
I have 0 observation.
Well, whatever your total dice pool would be.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. 4.
Scaarr, don't ever make that gesture again with your hand, by the way.
I'm trying to shake something. Okay.
It's
Especially after Eric just said
Elizabeth
sometimes you
Black,
gotta
so.
take care of yourself.
3.
Oh my god.
Probably be you then. Yeah, I'm rolling 4 dice total.
4.
Alright,
I'm
so
at 7.
make an observation at +3.
Oh shit.
you're at 0 stress, huh? Must be nice. Do you want to push
Hey. Why not? Let me join the stress club.
that?
Oh my God.
Hey.
Poor choice. Okay.
I just need to know how.
All right. Well, you guys make your
I
way
rolled it. That's how.
down the path, and eventually, you guys get to this first access tunnel, which basically this is a tunnel that's been mined out off the main shaft, and this is where they're actually pulling. This is where they're actually pulling ore and minerals out of the walls, and then they bring them back down. This central area that you're walking down right now, this has mostly been mined out. So then they mine off these side tunnels, get whatever they can, and then eventually they backfill them so that they keep the structural integrity of the place. As you guys go past the first one, you look down there. You don't see anything. But when you get near where the fire station is with the med station and the comms unit and all that stuff, you guys get to about here, ish, right? And as you do, you see on the ground in front of you, there are 2 bodies that are on the ground. They look like soldiers. You can clearly recognize UA-style Marine armor. And as you guys kind of get close to investigate, you can see it looks like they have been there's been a fight here. They look bloody, beaten. You don't see any gunshots, but you also then notice there's a few bodies of miners down here as well.
Carefully go up to them and check to see if they're in any way alive.
No, as you guys start to look, especially Ogata being the medical expert, you can tell all of them are dead. The miners, there's about 7 or 8 bodies, and then these 2 soldiers. The soldiers appear to have been killed by a variety of blunt and sharp objects. The miners all appear to have fatal gunshots.
Were we expecting any army down here?
There was supposed to be a squad of Marines trapped down here. That's what Casados told you.
Does any
Any
do any
of
of the bodies show signs of the black veins?
No. But any of you that would like can give me an observation test to learn more about these soldiers. Okay. Did anybody get... Well, how many successes did everybody get? Tell me that.
0.
1.
I got 3.
None.
I didn't
Okay.
roll.
Okay. So, Ogata, you can tell these are not Marines. Their armor is black, and they don't have any markings or insignia that you recognize. Sergeant Schmidt, you actually do recognize who these are. These are members of a unit called the Blackguard, which, to your understanding, with 3 successes, generally act as covert op units, or sometimes as bodyguard units to very high-ranking military officers in the UA. But that's all that you know. As this is, you guys are looking at this and trying to figure out what the hell's happened, you eventually hear, "That's far enough." And kind of creeping out of some of these tunnels, you guys realize you guys have been surrounded on all sides. There is a group of about 7 miners They are all in their suits. Their suits are closed up with their helmets, and you see one that is clearly like leading them. They're all armed with a variety of mining equipment, pickaxes, mining lasers, big drills, stuff like that, shovels. And the one that looks like he's in charge, older guy, looks bald, kind of sunken eyes, and he's got a bit of a Russian accent when he speaks. It's hard to hear, but you guys can tell. Probably not originally like part of the UA or something like that, but a minor accent, probably Russian, middle European or Eastern European, and these guys look ready, like they are on edge. They look nervous. They look frightened. They look angry. And the guy who's in charge, he says, "You got 5 seconds to tell me why we don't split your heads open, too."
All right, Sarge. Show us why you're in charge.
You got 5 seconds before your mystery here, tells you otherwise. We're here to save you guys. What's the deal?
This is bullshit. These guys just killed some of my men. Try again. Last chance.
Well, I'll tell you what. Some of your guys turned into some pretty nasty creatures up on the first and second level. So I would imagine maybe they got freaked out about that, but these guys aren't part of my squad, so I can't attest to them. But I can assure you, we're here to help you guys get out of here alive.
Give me a manipulation. This will be opposed.
Ooh, 2.
Do you want to push?
Let's do it.
Okay. You panic, but you don't fail the test. However, you don't get any extra successes. You have 1 success total. To your surprise, the guy lowers his weapon a little bit, and you think maybe he can recognize, based on your armor, your equipment, that you guys at least probably aren't from like the same squad or unit. He seems to kind of recognize that. And he kind of like puts his hand up to the others, and everybody takes like a step or two back. They're still look very on edge, but they're like ready to just pounce on you guys at the moment.
I'll step up and I'll say, "I can prove to you that we're here to help you," and I'll kick forward the manager who's in handcuffs. The shoulder who's in handcuffs.
Ogata, you see a look on this guy's face like he's not too happy to see her. And he says, "All right. Well, that wasn't what these two had in mind."
You want to tell me exactly what happened? Let's get the story out on why there's a bunch of dead miners here, as well as 2 dead
Yeah,
officers.
these pricks came down here and started opening fire. Just out of the blue.
How many soldiers were there?
Just these 2.
Just these 2?
Why? Yeah. It took twice as many of us, as you can see, to deal with it, but they got what was coming to them.
Okay. Any of your guys feeling off? Any weird sicknesses coming up on them?
He kind of shakes his head like, no.
Okay. How about you let us have our med techs take a check out you guys real quick, and then if you guys can, just head on up the elevator there.
That's right. The army of medtechs is down here too. I forgot. You guys have a whole fucking posse. Yeah. In our gaming terms, you guys almost have a regiment at this point. Okay, when they see the medtechs, they definitely, I forgot they were down here. And when they see Ogata bring forward Mystery, they seem to kind of calm down a bit, and things kind of simmer down a little bit, and they start, letting you guys look over them. You shine in lights in their eyes to make sure they don't have the veins of the eyes, and yeah, these guys all look clean. Oh, excuse me. And yeah, they're like, we haven't seen any monsters. We've been we were digging people out of here since the collapse started. You guys notice now as you get further down this tunnel, there's a lot of structural damage. If anybody does look down the main shaft here with the turn, you can see that the collapse is also down here, and you still can't see to the bottom when you look over the edge.
Is there any gear or documents on the dead soldiers?
Is there? That is a great question, Eric. Let me check. So, you do discover... hold on, there's more. So the one thing that sticks out right away, other than their like unmarked black armor, they have kind of unique looking weapons. If you'd like to give me a wits or I guess ranged combat, like a firearms check, to see if you guys recognize the style of this weapon. Okay, a little bit of panic, but nothing too much. Okay, so for those that passed, you see that both of these soldiers, they're more or less equipped identically. What is going on? Okay, there we go. They are equipped with what is called an NSG-23 automatic assault rifle.
Ooh.
It has an underslung incinerator, so just like your guys has. If you have more than one success, you know that this is a successor to a Weyland-Yutani weapon called a storm rifle. And the NSG... Does anybody have 3 successes?
No.
Okay, none of you know what NSG stands for, but you do know that this is like a newer version. It is a high-capacity drum of ammunition, and it comes stock with an incinerator unit attachment.
NSG, non-shooting gun.
Close. It's actually originally new storm rifle, as opposed to the old storm rifle.
There's no G in that.
NSG, yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, without 3 successes, you don't know anything else other than you do know that because this is a Weyland-Yutani weapon, this is normally used by Royal Marine Commandos of the Three World Empire, which is their equivalent of the Marine Corps for that group of nations.
Is it better than a pulse rifle?
I'm gonna try and grab one of them, and
It is.
got a sling.
It's long range, damage 2, bonus 2.
Oh, yeah.
So I believe it is a little bit better than a regular rifle. Yes.
Damn. Okay.
There's 2 of them.
Like I'd do that while y'all are having this conversation with the miners. Like I'm not even involved in that.
Okay. All right. So O'Connell, I'll put one on your character sheet here. It has 1 reload remaining. Oh my god, it just disappeared. Hold on. I didn't even realize these guys had these weapons till I looked just now. There you go. You also... who else takes the other one? Let's just get that on right now. Okay, Eric. All right.
I'm the one who found them.
Yep.
Come on.
All right. Did that show up? Yep. You got so much stuff on your character sheet. That's awesome. You also notice that there are each of them are carrying what looks like a little black bottle about maybe 6 to 8 inches tall. It looks like a little aerosol can.
No markings?
The only thing that's on there is the letter A dash, and either it's an O or a 0. You're not sure.
Give it to CBRN. Here, CBRN. Tell us what this is.
You have no idea. You've never seen anything like this before. None of you have any idea what those initials or letters or numbers mean.
Do any of them have, or do either of them have like a PDAT on them?
They do not. You didn't think it was going to be that easy, did you?
No. What about like a comms, like an earbud or something we can...
Yes.
Oh, okay. Put it in, see if I hear anything on the other side.
Nope.
Did you put the new weapon on my sheet?
Thought I did. Yeah, it's underneath your grappling hook. Did it show up for you, Scaarr?
I don't see it.
I'm looking at both your character sheets.
I just trusted you.
It's under inactive on when I
Yeah,
looked at it.
I don't
got
see
it.
it there.
Really?
That active, actually.
What if I do this? Did it show up now under active, Eric?
Let me close it and reopen it. No.
It's definitely on your character sheet. Because watch, I can make an attack roll with it, and it shows Lieutenant or Corporal Mike Tagar. Also, don't take that extra point of stress. Let's reduce that. It sounds like your character sheet's glitching out or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, if I need to use it, I'll...
Yeah, we'll get to that
Say
later.
that
'Cause
later.
I don't know where it's buried in this fucking module, so... Anywho. That is what you guys find.
Is there anything left in the med kit on the wall?
Yeah, no, there's a couple med kits down here. I think there's 6 at each station, so there's probably at least 2 or 3 left. I mean, the miners do look like, their suits are covered in dirt and dust, and like I said, you can see there's been a lot of damage down here, and eventually they explain, like, they were helping dig some of these people out, and then these 2 guys showed up and just started acing people as they made their way through. And then the rest of them were like, fuck, who do these guys think they are? And they fought back.
So, Mystery, do you want to explain why these 2 soldiers are down here? Shooting up miners?
So, I don't know who these guys are. You're the military guy, you tell me.
Yeah, they're in your mine.
So are you.
Yeah, you called us.
I didn't fucking call these people.
Okay.
There's no record of these 2 entering the mine?
These are not members of the squad that was here, if that's what you're asking.
Okay.
Their armor's different.
The
ones that were here had armor like you guys. I mean, they had the Marine logos and all this. I don't know who these 2 are.
Telling you, way you Black Ops has it all over it.
Now, normally I don't agree with O'Connell's conspiracy theories that everything is way you Black Ops. This one might actually be way you Black Ops.
She was like, "Why would the company send soldiers here when they've asked me to get the urns?"
That's
They lost contact with them.
To silence any people who saw or witnessed what happened or what's going on here.
Also, where would they have come from? I mean, we would have seen 2 people like this walking around the base. Or the
Why were
mine.
you so reluctant to have us come here in the first place? That's a question. You're asking a lot of questions. You haven't answered none of ours.
I don't know if it explains if that's just her attitude. I literally think because she's just a dick. I think is really the answer.
Oh. Regardless, it makes O'Connell very suspicious of her.
Sure, yeah.
Understandable.
Yeah,
I'm
so
gonna
she
convene with the-
she
oh,
gives
sorry,
you
go
some
ahead.
brush off answer, like, you know, like I said, you know, you guys caused trouble. Look, soldiers, dead miners. Do I need to point out more?
Yeah, sure, but there was a lot of dead miners before we got here too.
Yeah, and now there's
And
7
dead
more.
miners all the way down. You're a pretty
La-
shit manager, if we're
last-
gonna be honest.
last-
It's a
last
pretty
I
shit
ch-
operation.
Last I checked, the fucking mine doesn't shoot bullets. So,
Yeah, last I checked, they don't turn into monsters either.
Okay, maybe we should just finish our job, save as many miners as we can, go up and, you know, not fight and argue while monsters are present.
yeah, this attitude is clearly agitating the miners too, who you can tell are just like fucking typical managers, you know, fuck this bitch. They're not happy about it either. So there's like, you know, there's
I'm gonna ask the miner leader, like, I don't know if we did already, if he's seen anything that looks like those urns that we were looking at. Or if there's anything else weird down here that he's noticed.
no.
Alright. I guess we're
Tell
gonna
us any
send
more
him,
about.
then
Can you
send
tell us
him
any more
service
about the
side.
explosion? Oh, sorry.
He says, well, they were mining out a new shaft in the basement, starting up a new level, and far as I know, I was on shift on this floor, so I wasn't down there. I'm the shift supervisor of this level when things went down, and we heard a explosion, we heard a rumble, we heard shouts and screaming and static on the comms, and then the whole mine was coming in on our heads. And I mean, we've been down here for hours trying to dig people out, and you know, I've just been trying to get as many people as we could. We saw the collapse, you know, so he confirms the collapse in the turns. That is new. That is most likely from the explosion. Like that was operational before. It's not now. So, you know, we've been trying to get people out, but you know, the elevator's been on the fritz. You know, other people have probably been trying to use it too. So cameras went out, so we couldn't even, you know, wave to Gibson to let him know we were okay. Comms have been all fucked up down here too. So, and then these guys showed up, and it was maybe about a half hour ago.
Is there anyone unaccounted for on this level?
Yeah, there's probably a few people unaccounted for.
Is there anyone who's injured in need of aid?
There's a few, but it looks like most of them are the ones that have been shot. They were probably the weakest ones in the fight. Now that you take a closer look, you see definitely people like, you know, injured arms and legs and things like that. Yeah, I mean, you know, there's only about half of them left now. There was about 14 of them. Now there's the 7 of them. So. But
And why haven't you guys taken the elevator back topside? What are you still doing down here?
he just explained that. He said they've been down here getting people out, and they've been having trouble getting the elevator to come to this floor. And then when it finally showed up, it was those guys, those soldiers.
And they didn't take it back up after the elevator came down?
They just got ambushed.
Yeah, they just like got done fighting soldiers. Like, dude, like you can tell, like I said, the tunnel is damaged all the way through. Like they've probably been spending hours moving rocks, like, and getting people out. They're not gonna get one person in the elevator, take them up, and then come all the way back down. Like that's just gonna make things take like 3 times as long. It's not a very fast moving elevator.
I mean, I'd say you send one person up, be like, hey, we got people trapped down here, just bring some down some reinforcements and get some equipment down here and dig people out. That would be my assumption.
Everyone already knows,
they
though.
didn't think about that.
All right.
All right.
So there's only
the last part they cleared out was closest to the elevator.
Okay.
So we can't take this to 6. We need the elevator to get to 6.
Yes.
Okay, so we need to go down before they go up.
That would be faster, in a sense, at least for you guys. Because you go down one floor and then send it back up, rather than send it all the way up, then wait for it to come all the way back down.
I'm gonna approach the head, the kind of the leader of the group over there, and explain to them that situation of where to head down, send the elevator back up to your level, and you guys get up to the surface and treat the wounded if needed. We'll also send up 2 of the med techs up there with you guys.
Okay. He introduced himself as Sokolov. Is his name, or his last name. Ishigara says to you, Schmidt, he says, where should we have them stay? It sounds like, according to your corporal here, that things are getting kind of rough topside.
I guess for now, everyone that isn't in quarantine, that seems fine. We should have them staying in the dormitories for now.
Okay. Sokolov says it'll take us some time to get organized here, but by the time you guys send the elevator back up, we should be good. So.
Okay, just make sure you get on the elevator and get out of here safe. If anything, I'm gonna talk with him a little bit more and give him my comms information, so that way if he needs to reach me, he can.
All right. I need to use the facilities really quick if you guys want to discuss what your plans going forward are here, or more conspiracy theories. I'm all about it.
Way you black ops. They've
So what did you
already
have to...
linked into our comms, listening to us.
I don't think we have to worry too much about that. There's 2 of them dead right here. Of course, we don't know how many's in here.
This all goes back to the Freemasons, okay? Hear me out.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm listening. I'm tracking. I normally just keep it all under, Illuminati, but Freemasons is also a good one.
What's the difference? It's all the same thing.
That's what I've been saying on my podcast. So plan just go down and kill anything that moves and is obviously infected?
I mean, we're Marines, right? So yeah.
Basically.
Shoot first, ask questions later.
Right.
And help anyone who might, be injured or in need of help, get people out.
Sure.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, that's your job.
That is definitely why we were brought here, but
I mean, you guys do shooting, I'll do the helping.
Shoot
Sounds
first,
good.
ask questions later.
People we're helping are also happen to be the people transforming into monsters, so it's kind of a gray area,
As
You
it
know,
happens,
some are,
my
some aren't.
MOS does not include asking questions, so I will just shoot.
I don't know about you guys, but I feel like Misery's, I think she's gonna change. I think we should just get a head start and go ahead and put a bullet in her brain, call it a done day.
Well, we know now that with the army down here that there's weapons more than claws and fists. So
Yeah.
we definitely need to be more on top of watching our backs.
One might
I
say
don't want to get shot at.
One might say there's WMDs down here. So you should probably invade a small country to do that. Just make sure.
Yes, but what we're actually after is the oil, the black liquid that is spouting up.
Not the one in the body.
Oh, you guys found black liquid? Bring it back! No, Mr. President, no, it's not. It's not what you think.
A nice small country
it's more of
found
a
bunch
goo.
black liquid. It seems like you guys need a little bit of American freedom.
Yep. Get us some democracy up in this bitch. Anyway, so
Super Earth.
who took the comms piece from the dead guy?
I did.
All right, Cruz.
Yeah.
You hear something on that comms piece.
Oh, shit.
You hear a voice of a male. And they say, or I guess you hear them say, Captain, we're inbound. Roger that, ETA. 10 minutes, maybe less. And you hear him say, good. I'm in the lowest level. There's a bunch of those whack jobs from the cult down here. Get your asses down here. We can finish this. Roger that, Captain.
So
Cool.
turn to the group like, so, just heard something on their comms. Some people are inbound to go help out what sounds like a commander of these Black Ops Marines who's on the bottom level. And he said he's dealing with some members of a cult down there. Anyone know what he's talking about?
No idea, but if it's more of these guys that are just willing to shoot, I'm not liking it.
I will look to mystery. You guys have like a cult on this planet? Some, you know that anything that's referencing?
They said they were coming up here.
Well, they're inbound, so
She says, well, I've heard that there's people that are part of the new Divines in the colony here. I mean,
Well, what the fuck is that?
Never run into one myself, but not something that they just go waving about either.
okay. Is the new Divine something that we would have heard about?
Yeah, I think at least one of you guys has some information about them.
I've had some interaction with the New Divines in the past. This goes back some years ago, but it was actually some of those cult members that got me in my position I am right now in the military. They end up attacking a station I was situated at and try to suicide bomb it. They almost got away with it too, but fortunately managed to stop them before it happened. Bunch of whack jobs they are.
Okay.
If anybody
This
wants,
just gets better and better.
if anybody wants to make a wits roll, see if you know anything else about this cult.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw in my wits of 2.
Well,
Makes sense. Makes sense, Ogata. Sometimes the
Yep.
story just tells itself.
It sure does.
So, base knowledge that everybody knows. There is a cult called the Children of the Two Divines. And you've heard them sometimes referred to as a terrorist organization. For anybody who has one success, you know that they are a splinter group of another cult church called the Church of Immaculate Incubation. Now, the Church of Immaculate Incubation is much more widespread, and they preach some weird shit, but they're not the extremist group. The Children of the Children of the Two Divines, are a splinter group that has like terrorist tendencies. And for Ogata, with 2 successes there, you know that the Church of the Immaculate Incubation, basically, they have been spreading. They've been using the book called Space Beast, which Scaarr is very familiar with. It's a banned book that recounts what happened in Alien 3 from the lone survivor. It's been banned. They more or less use that, to your understanding, as their gospel, and they kind of worship the space dragon that is described in the book.
Space dragon?
It's what they call the alien, the xenomorph. But in this guy's book, you guys all know to some degree there's a book called The Space Beast, which, between all your knowledge, you guys know, was written by a guy named Robert Morrissey, and he was the sole survivor of some incident that happened at a supposed prison facility where an alien life form wiped everybody out. And this book that he wrote was him recounting what happened and explaining this creature, this monster. And it eventually became banned. There's different reasons or beliefs as to why it became banned. But the book is now banned, and having a copy of it can get you in serious trouble, especially if, like, colonial marshals find out you have one, or law enforcement. Like, you can go to prison for having this thing. You know that this Church of the Immaculate Incubation actively tries to spread the word of this book, and they think that the space beast, the dragon, is like the coming of the apocalypse. Now, to most people, they kind of just view this church as a bunch of harmless weirdos that just have a very weird, strange religion, and they don't really do much more than that. You know,
Scientology.
There's people out on the frontier, and if that's what they need to believe in, whatever. But the Children of the Two Divines is a splinter group of that seems to have taken this to a whole nother level, and they have been doing all sorts of terrorist activities, you know, suicide bombings, hostage situations, death threats to military leaders or corporate leaders, all sorts of shit like that. Supposedly, you've heard rumors, not rumors, but you have heard, Ogata, you have heard that the Children of the Two Divines have claimed responsibility for the border bombings. Whether or not that's confirmed, you don't know. So yeah, they're bad news. Like one is like a cult, the other one is a cult.
Okay, so just so I'm clear here, they're a cult that believes the aliens are the coming of the end, and their solution is to cause chaos and disrupt people who can actually fight back against the aliens?
I mean,
that's their solution?
You don't know their dogma specifically. I mean, you know, this
rumors we've heard.
This is, yeah. I mean, you only have 2 successes too, so
yeah, fine.
You know, maybe you've read more about it, you know, because you've dealt with one of these suicide bombers, maybe did a little bit of research to find out, like, why the fuck this guy tried to blow us up. And, you know, from your perspective, like a normal, sane person, it sounds like that. Like, yeah. It's exactly what it sounds like, yeah. Like, it's exactly, yeah. Like most cults, right? So...
yeah. We're all fucked. Let's make things more fucked.
Yeah.
Cool. Good thinking, guys.
Yeah, like, to you, you're like, okay, these guys believe in an alien monster they call the space beast and or the dragon. Okay.
And so because of that, they want to kill more people. Okay.
Well, don't all cults, right? Just drink the Kool-Aid, Matt, you'll be fine.
I mean, your problems will go away.
I was really hoping to get 3 successes, but you didn't, so...
It's hard to get 3 successes on, like, a base.
on 3 dice.
Yeah.
Just roll 3 6s, right? Just do it.
Yeah.
There you go.
I mean, you rolled 2, right?
You're close.
So...
I guess we know where the commander of these guys is. Probably got another member or 2 with him, but he's getting reinforcements downstairs. So,
let's get
I mean, there's only one way. There's only one way through, so we got to take the elevator.
Yeah. Do we want to, like, stage an ambush at the elevator after they get, you know, when they exit, we just gun them down?
How about, Schmidt, you relay a message up top, let them know that there's these crew coming in and stop them before they even come down. We got people up top.
They're downstairs, aren't they?
Well, there's some downstairs and more coming in.
We don't know where the other reinforcements are coming from. They might be on a different level. I mean, we're on the 5th level, so either they're here with us and they're about to come to the elevator, or they're on, like, the 4th level. So.
Oh God, I hear you, but again, you know, we have what the miners say. We don't know what these guys are capable of or what the hell their purpose is here for. So we need to figure that out first before we just start blowing their ships out of the sky. And they haven't been hostile, at least towards us. So I would hate to be a little bit too hasty here on this, you know.
But we could ambush them and see if we can get them to drop their weapons and to explain what's going on.
I just
Cruz
want to point out,
Cruz can put on one of their suits.
whoever passed the test, you guys do know that these guys are part of the UA military.
These are friendlies.
They
Friendlies.
Okay, just so I have everyone's attention. All right. So I'll say this one more time. Who passed the test? Was it Adam?
I think it was just Bunnilla, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess he hasn't shared the information with you, but Adam, you know that these guys are part of a unit called the Black Guard, and they it's like hearing about like SEAL Team 6 or like Delta Force, right? Like, but a little bit more shady. But they are part of the UA military.
So the Blackguard kind of sounds like the baddies. I don't know.
Well, yeah.
Right.
So
do they have
so
skulls on their armor?
so do-
How nice is their armor? Is it better than mine?
So do the Sin Eaters, and you get to play a Sin Eater and destroy her worlds. So, and she wasn't a bad guy.
I mean, you're eating sin. I mean, I could see that being all right. Blackguard sounds a little bit, Nazi-ish to me. I don't know.
Well, yeah. No, I think their armor's the same, Eric. Oh well, they've got pressure suits on like you guys. It's the same type of suit, but it's black.
Is there anything down here that we can black out our armor?
Yeah.
Big black goo.
You got a whole urn full of it.
All right,
No, I'm
CBRN,
good.
you're up.
You also got that incinerator. That might singe a few suits of armor.
Oh god.
And just do, all of my HP.
All right, I guess we're going downstairs.
Ambush, huh?
Yeah, I mean, well, let's. Our goal is to go downstairs anyway.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can meet up with the commander and talk to him.
Give
Let's try to
Sergeant the
find
com piece.
Yeah, okay. I click the comm piece to Sarge.
Okay.
Get that on. And then I think we just go to level 6. If you're saying there's more guys down there, let's try to get in contact with them first before we do anything rash.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be shooting other people if we don't need to be.
Just to be clear, none of us are members of this cult, right?
I don't know.
Right.
That's an ominous question.
I'm asking because I don't know. I'm new to the squad. I just want to make
Quick.
sure.
Quick, is anybody in a cult?
Yeah, if you call the UA a cult.
Did you say you were thirsty? You want some Kool-Aid? Want some lemonade?
Yeah, I could go for a drink. Something
You
nice.
thirsty there,
little
bud?
heat.
Just drink the goo from the
Will it make all
urn.
my problems go away and make me more money?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm in. Not a hard sell for me.
It'll make you more money, as in it will liquidate all your assets immediately upon death.
All right. What do you guys do?
Down to the level 6.
Yeah.
Are you taking the medtechs with you?
We're taking 3. The 2 of them are staying to go up with the miners.
We're
So three of the
potentially going to
5
be
are
fighting a
going with
whole bunch of other Marines if things go really bad. Should we be bringing
This-
non-combatants with us?
Ishigara points this out. He's like, so you're telling me there's a group of Black Ops Special Forces, and there might be more on the way here. Maybe we should wait and tend to these guys until you guys clear out the next floor?
Yeah, if that's what you want to do. They're your guys, but I'll
Well, I certainly don't want to send my guys into an area where there's going to be armed conflict and we don't have any weapons to defend ourselves with.
Yeah, I agree.
You want a stun baton?
No.
All right, well, we'll do that. You keep your guys up here. Just when we get the signal to you guys, just send the other 3 down once we know it's clear.
All right. Yeah, we'll take care of everybody up here and get ready to move up.
All right, Mystery, you're coming with us.
She starts to protest, like, well, I'm not a combatant. Why do I have to go down there?
We need a good meat shield.
Well, considering your little urn situation, we still need to figure out where the hell you found this. So, yeah, I think you'll be fine.
She
So
looks.
maybe you can smooth things over with the Black Ops crew.
She looks pleadingly at Ishigara. And well, first to the miners, and there's no sympathy there, and then to Ishigara, who is kind of like, like, do you need to like take her? Like this feels like a hostage situation a little bit. Like, I don't know how I feel
She's
about
still.
this.
What gave it
She's
away? The
still lying.
handcuffs?
I'm sorry.
Till
What?
she tells us, till she starts telling us the truth, she's staying with us.
Well,
For all
give
I
me a
know,
screen, and I'll say
she's
to
working
her,
with these assholes.
All right, then who's watching her? So I'm not babysitting.
It'd be my pleasure. And he
Okay.
gives her a big grin.
Yeah, Ishigara kind of shrugs. Like, you can tell he's like, I got plenty of other hurt people to worry about. Like, maybe this is a battle. I'll just, So, okay. Well, the six of you get in the six of you get there. When you get to the elevator, you notice that it is not there.
Grand.
Do we
Awesome.
see like a thing that shows like where it is or what direction it's coming?
Yeah, dude. Come on, they couldn't even afford airlocks. You think they gave you something like that?
It's
Yeah,
built
it's-
into like the 1930s elevator.
I mean, yeah, okay. So there's an arrow that's pointing down,
Yeah,
as if it's
okay.
coming.
That's
That's,
all I
it.
wanted.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
all you get.
All right, so I'll just listen to the elevator music, tapping my foot.
Well, you're not in the elevator, so you're just
Pushing
standing
the
here.
goddamn button.
It's probably loud
Okay.
enough, so we can hear it.
You think they got speakers down here? Come on. So, yeah, you guys are waiting and waiting and waiting. Eventually,
Set my shield in front as like a.
I'm pointing my rifle or my shotgun at the door when it lands.
okay.
Yeah, I put mystery in front of me and take aim past her.
Jesus. You are actually taking a hostage.
Ishigara will definitely
I'm
not
joking,
let
I'm
you do that.
joking,
He's
I'm
like, private, please. Okay, so you guys are waiting, and it's not like there's not a sealed bulkhead here. It's just those stupid flaps, those those flaps, and it's basically just a cage elevator. And eventually, you guys do see it go. It shows up, and it keeps going down to the next floor. If anybody would like, you can give me an observation test. It's going to be at -2 because you're trying to look through these plastic things, whatever they are, to keep in the atmosphere.
Whoopsies.
I only rolled 2 stress dice. Thankfully, I didn't panic. But
You guys are doing really well on your stress rolls here.
Jesus.
Okay. No successes, so you guys can't see if there's anyone or anything in the elevator. But eventually it goes down to the 6th floor, and eventually it comes up and you hear the ding, and it is at your level.
oh, it doesn't stop at our floor. Okay.
No. It never it never does. It always fucks you over. Come on, you've ridden on elevators before.
Every elevator I've ever had, if I'm at a floor in between, it will stop at my floor.
Command
Not the shitty elevators.
command was put in already, man. Sorry.
Okay.
You gotta wait your turn.
Well, that's whatever.
But yes, eventually it comes back to your guys' floor.
Boarding,
It is
get on
empty
down.
when it comes back.
Yay.
Okay. And you guys go down to the
Alan?
sixth floor?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fucking do it.
Alright.
I'm gonna do the same thing and put my shield like in front of the doors for when they open.
Okay. You get down to the 6th floor, and there is a lot of dust down here. It's very hard to see. It's quiet, and as you guys begin to make your way through, it's almost the exact same layout as the previous floor. I'll show you guys the level here, but it's basically the exact same thing. So, you guys start creeping your way down here. Are you guys trying to be quiet, or just
Yes.
again being cautious?
Quiet.
Quiet and cautious, yeah.
Okay. I will need the person with the lowest mobility to make a mobility roll. And that's going to be that'll be a group stealth test, basically.
I roll 6 dice.
I got 4.
Three.
7.
5.
All right. Man,
on
it
those
is.
3. Any modifiers to this, or straight, or...
You can have +3, because everyone's trying to be quiet.
Okay. Good luck.
Nice.
Oh, god
wow.
Wow. Whoa.
Jeez, killing it.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Someone is made of shadows. What the fuck?
And
Not
then...
my characteristic specialty, but sometimes you're lucky.
Okay, so you guys are creeping your way along. You're all being very quiet. Even Mystery is not saying anything. She's like deathly quiet. You guys can tell further up ahead. Oh, you're guessing at least halfway, if not more, down the tunnel. You can see the lights of other figures moving around. As far as you can tell, they do seem to be moving away from you guys.
Do they look black?
I mean, we're talking. This is like at least 100 meters away. Yeah, it's a long distance away. It's a long tunnel, so can't make out any details other than there's multiple figures.
Do I hear anything on the comms from their comms? If it's them.
You do not.
Okay.
And eventually, the lights disappear out of sight.
I'm following, right?
I'm gonna signal to move slow. Keep going.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, you guys. I'm sorry. You have a question?
Yes. Sergeant, what's the plan? Are we sneaking up on them to surprise them?
I kind of want to see if we can see what they're up to before we confront them about anything.
Are we approaching them as if they're friendlies or hostiles?
Weapons drawn.
Well,
or...
neutral. We'll do weapons drawn, but don't shoot unless we have to.
Who decides if we have to?
I'll make that a judgment call, but I can't promise you repercussions.
Okay. Well, you guys continue, and eventually you get to the, Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't actually bring you guys over here, did I? Nope, that's not it. Sorry. That doesn't even matter. Here's where we are. Okay. So you guys eventually get... You guys can see this map, right?
Yep.
Okay. I assume Sean will be like, it's the map's black, I can't see anything.
Why are you coming at me? I usually wait until you finish fucking narrating, my friend.
Because it is always you that points it out, which I do appreciate, but come on.
But I let you narrate your whole thing, and then like, oh, we couldn't be the map.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
This is why Sean gets deleted.
Yeah. He's like, oh, thanks, John.
So, you guys go past these 3 access tunnels, again, areas that have been dug out. There's a lot of damage down here. As you guys are moving about, you've got to crawl over some rocks. It's not a clear path. You do find many bodies of miners and a few Marines that are all deceased. Clearly killed in parts of the cave-in and collapse. Some look like maybe they made it, but they were down here too long and eventually expired from their injuries. Maybe they ran out of air. Well, I guess there's atmosphere down here, but yeah, a lot of dead down here.
No bullet wounds or...
No, they look like injuries from the collapse. When you get to the end here, this last access tunnel, it gets to the turns. When you look up, you can see that it doesn't go any lower. The turns, they end here. It's as low as they come. But when you look up, you can see there's nothing above you where the collapse happened in the turns. So you can look up and you can't see the next floor, but you can see that the road, it's not there. But then you get to the secondary shaft right here, and this is the shaft that goes down to the lowest level of the basement. So what you can see is it's about, I don't know if your lights will be able to see to the bottom of this, but it's 20 meters deep-ish. So it's a good, what is that, 60 feet? So it's a decent way down. You see it has a small little winch system that you rotate like that, and it brings up like a cradle, like a basket that a couple people can get into at a time, and then you can lower it. You also see that there is an aluminum ladder, maybe two of them, or one of those really huge, long, extending ones, almost like a fire ladder, something big, heavy duty, that has been fitted into the side of the shaft and bolted in place. So you can use that to climb down as well, because the winch, you can tell, is probably a bit time-consuming to use. And you can't see anything at the bottom from where you are. I don't know if a flashlight would go 60 feet. I don't think it would. So
it's really strong.
I mean, you guys have we're assuming you have mag lights, right? Because those are the best, and you are Marines. But I don't know if even mag light can help us here. So, but yeah, we'll assume you guys got a map of the place, so it's deep, but it's not as bad as going between the floors. So, what do you do?
I'm going to observe the dead Marines and see if there are guys or more of these Black Ops.
No, they are Colonial Marines. They are not Black Ops.
Okay. Gonna search them for their dog tags.
Yep, they still have them.
Gonna collect them and just hold on to them.
Yeah, you find 4 of them down here.
Can I see what they're killed with?
Sean, can you please help?
So they were killed, it seems, by the collapse, where some of them were wounded and they just succumbed to their injuries because they were down here for too long. Initially, he said that they might have died from, oxygen, but then he remembered that there is oxygen down here. So. Oh man!
Oh, that's great.
Oh, that's fucking beautiful. Thank you. Oh my god.
Yeah. Amazing.
Don't ever change, Scaarr. Don't ever change.
So, what kind of roll is that?
That's a death save. We need a death save now.
What game are we playing again?
Oh, that's great.
Man.
Yes, they died in the cave-in, it seems. Probably trying to help some of these people.
I loot the
We should-
bodies.
You go to hell.
Yeah. Hopefully, it doesn't exist. Can we just start going down the ladder?
Yeah, if anybody wants, you may make an observation test. Ooh, another keeping it together. Just barely.
Oh boy.
Cruz.
Yeah.
And who rolled that? Schmidt.
Yep.
You both can hear what sounds like chanting coming up from this shaft. Very faint, but it sounds rhythmic. It's not like chattering. It's not a group of people murmuring. It sounds like a chant of some sort.
Commander, it's the cult.
I don't know what to tell you with that, but just get your weapon ready, because I don't know what the fuck this. I don't know what Kool-Aid ass they're gonna be trying to shove down our throats, but
We probably got to help the Black Ops, right?
we'll see. We'll see. But first, anyways, we need to get her uncuffed. So, Ogata, she needs to be able to climb down this ladder at some point.
Hang her off the winch.
So, two things. When you say that, you do see that Mystery looks really nervous and a little frightened. Also, for the two of you that made observation tests, well, actually, this would be for Cruz. Oh no, you both had 2. You also notice that she's looking a bit pale and sweaty. It could just be from the fear, the worry. It could be something else. You're not sure.
Flash the light in her eyes, see if I see any veins.
I'm going to take this opportunity to rub my lucky rabbit's foot.
Give me... Okay, go ahead. Give me a medical aid test, please, Cruz.
Okay, well, not bad, those.
Just
Okay.
a little bit.
This... So again, sometimes the story tells itself. So you raise the flashlight, the mag light, temporarily blinding her. But you're looking, and everybody sees, like, you throw her against the wall, you're looking at her, and you guys then see his hand with the flashlight begins to twitch. Everybody's stress goes up by 1.
I just got rid of that, Sean.
And
I'm sorry.
Come on.
Cruz,
Maybe if you paid more attention.
you can
you
see
would've got the stress.
it's tough because it's very dark down here, but you can see in her eyes little black veins. It looks like almost like something's moving through her eye. As this happens, Schmidt, you're temporarily distracted because you hear the comm unit go off from the Black Ops team, and you hear Captain, and then you hear Karambit here. He says, "We're at the elevator. We'll be there in a few minutes." Roger that.
Boys, we got incoming down the elevator.
Dodge, we got a problem right here. Give me the word. I got my gun pointed at. I've been waiting for this.
She's like freaking out, like she doesn't know what's happening. You know, she's like, what? I guess she can't put her arms up. I guess she's still probably cuffed.
If you fire that off, we're going to alert everybody of our position.
If she goes crazy on us, she's gonna alert our position anyway.
There's another problem. If they're on their way from the elevator, who was on the elevator that went to 6 before us?
That's a good question.
Oh, the plot thickens.
I'm gonna be honest. I think maybe you should let that captain know that we picked up his comms and someone might be coming for him because there's someone ahead of us. And we don't know who they are.
If they don't know we're here.
Yeah,
They're
still
here for the
UA.
cult, not for us.
Yeah, they're UA. They're our members, right? But someone's behind him and he doesn't know, and he doesn't know they're coming.
The Colt's definitely not a friend, so.
Yeah, but they're all Marines. They're just slightly more dangerous and secretive Marines.
Okay.
Also, she's infected.
She's like, what do you mean I'm infected?
We could just take her helmet off, and then done.
There's oxygen down here.
There's oxygen down here.
Do none of you carry knives?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Her eyes go wide when you say that in absolute terror.
Hold on, we just gotta wait a little bit longer. It's just I don't feel comfortable yet killing her off until we have a little bit more of a diagnosis issue, a little bit more black veins, in my opinion.
You want to wait?
How many black
wait,
veins
but
people
we're
do you
gonna
have
be between
to see?
her, a cult, and Black Ops. You want us to wait? What if she turns into a monster? And then we're
Okay.
fighting all 3 of them.
Yeah.
Hey,
Why don't you?
Cruz.
All right,
Hold
all
on.
right, Sergeant.
No one's down here. No one's gonna say anything. We'll just
Cruz.
say she turned early.
This took a dark turn. I fucking
Yeah.
love it.
It's probably a mercy kill because if she transforms, it's going to go through excruciating pain.
Cruz.
It's going to explode backwards. Oh no.
Yeah, she'll be dead before that even happens. Don't
Give
worry.
me a close combat roll at -3.
What? No.
Let's.
One success.
Do you wish to push?
No.
Okay.
She pushed.
She did.
I'm managing her for the record. I'm the one holding her.
No.
We just said he's got her up against the wall because he was checking her. And now you guys are having this
Okay.
argument, okay?
Yeah.
She tries to book it, but she's cuffed, right? She gets almost out of your grip, but you manage to grab her and either like knock her to the ground, throw her up against the wall, or you grab the cuffs so she takes off. You kind of pull her back, and then she kind of like ends up on the ground. But she does try to book it.
Doc, you got a sedative? Anything?
And she's like panicking and like starting to freak the fuck out. You can see tears in her eyes.
Come on, Sergeant. We need a plan.
I'm just gonna grab my gun and knock her out.
She has a helmet on.
Oh yeah, that's true. Okay. Damn.
We staying here. We going down. What are we doing with her?
I'm gonna let's wait here real quick. Keep an eye on her. I'm gonna try to get in reach of these Black Ops guys. See what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, okay. Well, at this point, she's making a lot of noise. Like, she's screaming, like, for help or to let her go. But you could use the comm unit if you'd like.
I'm gonna just start walking away about 2 feet and tell my boys here, hey guys, just keep her calm for now. I need some time to
keep it down. The adults are talking. Oh my god.
Do you have like some kind of sedative we can jam in her and like knock her the fuck out?
I can get her something that might calm her down, but it's not gonna knock her out.
I think you would have something probably, because you guys have a bunch of med kits and stuff too. They probably have something to that degree, like.
Okay.
Morphine, right? Well, I guess morphine's more of a painkiller, but I don't know. There's
It
probably
would be enough, yeah.
yeah.
But in this case, I'll defer to my character knowledge or my player knowledge.
Yeah, but
Character would know what they're doing.
you will have to get like at least her helmet off or like one of the gloves off of her suit to have access to like inject her with something.
Yeah, we can probably quickly just
Yeah.
the helmet off.
Okay.
I'll say like hold her down as I do what I gotta do.
All right. So it takes.
I'm gonna watch everybody's backs towards the elevator.
All right. It takes the two of you to hold her down while Ogata's fumbling through his bag. And when you get the helmet off, I mean, she's still yelling and screaming at this point and kicking, and it's making a ton of noise, obviously. But you do inject her with something Ogata, which eventually, like, she starts to calm down and breathe, like, a lot slower, and she's getting really drowsy, and eventually, we'll say she passes out. Adam, what do you say over the comms?
I'm in Black Ops. Come in Black Ops. This is Sergeant Schmidt with the Colonial Marines.
There's a pause, silence for a moment, and then you hear, "Go ahead, Sergeant. This is Captain Karambit. Can I ask what you're doing on this channel?"
Certainly, Captain Karambit. We found two of your guys dead on one of the upper levels, and we happened to pick up one of their comms. Because as far as we're aware, we have no knowledge of you guys being at this mining facility. So we're down here, wondering what you guys are doing down here.
That's a need-to-know basis, Sergeant.
Okay. Any reason there's a bunch of dead miners from your guys?
Not sure. But we were trapped down here when the explosion went off. Got separated.
All right. Could I have a little bit more information of why you guys are coming back down here with more people?
Give me a manipulation roll.
Okay, that's pretty good.
That's a pretty good.
That's a pretty good
That's a
roll.
good roll.
Stromboli.
There's again another pause, and then he says, "We have orders from the UAAC, Sergeant. That's as much as I can divulge. Official business."
Okay. Well, I want to give you a heads up. We're down here on level 6. And I'm assuming that's where you're headed as well. So, don't go blasting our heads off here.
Hey, Sergeant, we warn him about the elevator.
Yeah, let him know that people were ahead of us, and there's someone probably coming from behind him.
We got some miners and some med techs as well that should be going up that way as well. So, don't mind that.
There's another long pause, and then he responds, "Very well, Sergeant. I appreciate the heads up, but I'm already below you. I've got the enemy in my sights. Although, I suppose a little backup wouldn't hurt. Unless you just want to get out of our way. And then we'll be on our way."
I would say we could back you up. But I need to know a little bit more what we're getting into here, because we're on a rescue mission for our guys and some miners. So whatever you guys are doing, I need to know.
No, you do not, Sergeant. Come down and help, or stay out of our way and rescue civilians. It's your choice.
All right, I'm on my way down then.
And then you hear him. Well, it's on that channel, so he probably doesn't even need to tell his guys, like, we got other friendlies here. So, all right, you guys begin to head down the thing, the ladder.
What are we doing with Mystery? She's knocked out now. We could just mercy kill her.
I mean, I could wait till there's more of a sign if you guys want to wait that long, but
I mean, I saw black veins and things like wriggling in her eye.
I mean, I think Babysitter said he was gonna be responsible for her, so. You staying here with her, or what's your plan there, big guy?
Oh God, I need to take another look at her, see if anything's progressed in terms of the black veins in her eyes.
I mean, I'll take a look. It doesn't look good so far, but give me a moment.
You take a medical aid test here at plus. Oh, jeez.
Oh my God, bro!
These are the rolls of yours tonight.
She's.
If you need a couple more dice.
She's definitely infected. Doesn't look as bad as the others, but I mean, she's clearly changed a bit since you guys encountered her, which in game time is probably less than 30 minutes ago.
So I'll just look up here and say it's only a matter of time.
All right, boys, whichever ones you want to take a crack at it, do what you gotta do.
You put a bullet in her, and you let everybody else downstairs know we're up here.
She was already screaming her lungs out. You think they don't already know? Plus, didn't the Black
Black
Ops guy say he's already there?
Yeah, boys.
But if they're
we already
conducting
got
a mission
friendlies down
downstairs, if they're conducting a mission downstairs,
like
you're
OD
gonna
her
alert
on
the presence.
sedatives.
You got a
Right.
knife, don't you?
I got a knife. Oh yeah.
Just do what you gotta do.
My empathy's pretty low.
I was gonna say this is a, this is a fucked up situation. What do you do? I mean,
Well, I'm thinking a zombie apocalypse situation. If somebody gets bit, they gotta go. I mean,
well, hey, I get. It's a tense situation, right? You guys are sitting there. This woman is defenseless. She's handcuffed. She's knocked out. but she is infected. But
Do I have?
I think this is how. If this happens to me, this is how I would want to go.
Good to know.
Don't any of you let me turn into one of those things.
oh boy,
Jesus. That is like a death flag.
Foreshadowing.
yeah, exactly. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah. Wait until Act 3. What were you saying, Ogata?
I was gonna say, do I have the tools or resources available to me to basically give like a medically induced death?
Yeah, you could basically give her an overdose. Kind of like that scene in Saving Private Ryan where they give the guy multiple shots of the morphine.
Yeah.
Something like that, I would imagine.
Such a good movie, Jesus.
Yeah.
I'll put that out there as an option, but I see you got the knife ready, so hey, you do you.
Oh,
I'm gonna
okay.
rub my stone and get rid of a stress during this time.
Okay.
In front of all of us?
Yep, I'm gonna just stroke my
I will
stone.
also rub my bullet casing and get rid of one stress.
Okay.
What's your empathy, Ogata?
Empathy, I think, is actually pretty good.
It's probably high because that's
to be
medical
medic.
aid.
Okay, then I would.
Empathy's
it's probably. It's probably
5.
more likely I would do it then.
What's your empathy?
3.
Okay. Does anybody have a lower empathy, just out of curiosity?
I got 2.
Nope.
Damn, okay, one of you guys just bashed your skull in. Come on, what are you doing?
Okay,
I am
well-
here to make fun of all of you.
So,
Jesus.
all right,
I'm trying to
so
get back to my kids.
yeah, Private First Class, what do we see O'Connell do? He's obviously struggling with this, but it looks like he's about to take matters into his own hands. Which, you're kind of the middle guy here. We've got 2 soulless monsters, and then we have 2 less soulless monsters, and then you're at empathy 3, right in the middle. So, and you're the oldest guy in the squad, so you've been around a while, probably longer than these guys have. So yeah, I think this is kind of fitting. What does O'Connell do? How does he resolve this situation?
I mean, he kind of. You can tell that he's slowly taking off her helmet, slower than probably normal. And he looks at you. He looks at Ogata. You sure, right?
I'm sure. I mean,
And
it's getting worse and worse.
all right, he takes a knife and he tries to punch it in the back of the skull.
Okay. I think to end the night, we'll have you take a straight empathy roll, just like the game says, to see. And if you fail, you can do it. If you pass, you can't bring yourself to do it, even despite everything that's happening. Especially because she still looks pretty human. The infection has not spread much.
Heavy.
Stress or no stress?
No stress. All right. 0 successes. You grit your teeth. You think about your wife and kids. Realize this might be the only way you ever get to see them again. You ram the blade of the knife right into the back of her skull. And she goes instantly limp. I think at least your stress should go up by 1 here. If anybody else thinks it's appropriate for their character, I'll let that up to you guys. And unfortunately, we're out of time. So that's what we're going to have to call it tonight, listeners. So we didn't get all the way through, but one more scene, and we should be done with Operation Deep Shaft. So join us. Shut up. Join us.
We almost bottomed out.
Yep.
Oh.
Oh my
Amazing.
god. Fucking nuke hits the colony. You all die a horrible death. So, wow. What a session, fellas. That was intense. Eric, I thought you were dead when you walked into that bar by yourself.
Actually,
that was
The
impressive.
amount of stress you had was ridiculous.
It just kept
Ooh.
racking
Yeah,
up.
you went from like 0 to 4 in like 2 turns.
I can't do anything here.
Oh, man. All right, well, folks, that's all we've got for you tonight. So next week, we will finish up this mission, and then we will be on to our next adventure. And, hopefully the campaign keeps up at this rate, because this is phenomenal. So thank you all, fellas, for playing along. Glad to have you all. Matt, thanks for joining us again. And, yeah, that's really all we've got for you tonight, guys. So we'll be back, and we'll see what more shenanigans we get up to next time. So, as always, thank you for stopping by. We will see you same time, same place. Signing off.